You know what matters? Developers matter! Developers!
Hey, what's up, everybody? The weekly Big Gamer Small Talk podcast, and we've all been hitting a little lines of Coke or something, I don't know, but we're trying to get amped up. Everybody's really excited about this show. Holy shit.
That shit came through clear.
Yeah, damn, man, that was clear as hell, man. But anyway, yeah, hey, everybody, thanks for joining us. We're a little bit early today. That way we can talk about all this shit that's going on, because there's actually a lot going on. A lot of this stuff has to do with IGN, all that, the boiling point, basically, with, and we've been saying it for a while. You can really tell whose true colors come out with this whole Scorpio thing when they get so flipped out over a symbol in people's Twitter handle that they start blocking people and just kind of like harassing people and things
like that.
They don't play wars, right, Crap? They just play games, right?
Yeah, I exposed that guy a long time ago with that tweet, because he's like, hey, Crap, I don't play wars, I just play games.
What guy is this?
Destin Legary.
Destin Legary, who is by far one of the worst people to ever be in the quote-unquote, if you want to call them gaming journalism, one of the worst people that works for IGN.
Terrible. He just, like, whatever positive stuff comes out during Podcast Unlocked, he'll just find her. He's this guy, right? He's the one that goes, I just don't see the reason why people should buy an Xbox, because you could just play all the games on PC.
Who the fuck plays on PC?
Well, that's his. No, he's that guy. Oh. That's what he said.
Even up to this date, he's still talking about the Halo Master Chief Collection. He'll still bring that up, that there was an issue at launch. Whenever somebody says there's an issue at launch with any game right now, they're like, well, you know, nothing compares to the Halo Master Chief Collection. He always goes back to that. He's also the power brick son of a bitch. He's
Ryan McCaffrey was on that power brick shit too, like.
Well, they were all on it. But I mean, he's the one that initiates it. And you know, this is the one thing that I was saying, and I want Tim. Tim is really going to be the star of tonight's show. But the one thing I was trying to do a little different on today's Twitter, with everybody going back and forth, and the whole IGN cast going against the Xbox community, was we finally saw their true colors. But let me explain what I mean. If you're listening to this show, if you're on Twitter, don't just do that. That's why today I reserved myself. It wasn't just about hate and this and that. I was trying to let people know today is the day where you want to write to IGN and you want to say, I'm a customer, I subscribe, and I don't like the way that your employees are actually dissing the brand that I like. You tune into IGN for news. It's not their interpretation. And that Sean Finnegan guy went back and forth with Tim. Tim exposed him, which Tim will get into. I don't want to take any words or put words in Tim's mouth. And then afterwards, a couple of Xbox guys were talking to that Finnegan guy, and he wrote, I don't talk to you and your 54 followers. Like the arrogance, because like you said, Crap said it best. Their backs against the wall. Ever since the Scorpio's been mentioned, all these guys that have been AKA neutral, now their true colors are being exposed. They picked the wrong team, and now their back's against the wall. And they look at, not only is the arrogance popping out, but that was rude. And I don't know who the individual was he was talking to on Twitter, but he made a comment to the kid.
He was talking to Sobsky, who is a real big supporter.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice guy,
yeah, he is a nice kid.
Well, I told him, I said, oh, you want to fucking bring up, want to bring up followers. I said, let's go impressions for impressions. And, like, he was just backtracking. I mean, he was really rude. The whole thing started. I'm going to give you a little backdrop of what happened. This is what happened. Two people tweeted me in my DM about Podcast Unlocked. Now, I don't watch Podcast Unlocked.
Me neither.
Okay? I like Ryan, but I just honestly, I never really liked Destin. It's a good show, but or Ryan's good, but I don't know. I'm just not really a big fan of IGN at the moment, and for a while. So whatever. So I get two of these things, and I'm like, this is a second fucking. These guys are always fucking complaining about this guy, and obviously he's the same guy that put up the Alpha Gears picture where
motherfucker.
Where you don't put in the textures and all types of stuff, and basically he was shitting on a dev's work. And those are the first guys to scream attacking me, but he's attacking the dev in an alpha state where when I pointed to him out when Rod showed the comparison pictures, he was like, oh, that looks great. He wasn't a man about it, Okay, he was. You know, the thing is these people, they really need to be taught a lesson in life. They really are a bunch of kids that they weren't taught right. I can honestly tell you that, you know, you can say what you want about me and this, but me this and that, but you know what? I know how to treat people, and how to, if you're being nice, I'm gonna be nice to you, and I'm not gonna ever fucking do the stuff that Finnegan did. But whatever. So I go back and I write. This is what happens. I write a tweet, and I did not at Destin. I just said, this guy Destin seems like a hater. I gotta say that he probably is. So I just wrote that, and it was just like a post at like tweet at like 2 in the morning. So somebody says, yeah, you know, this and that, and then somebody tagged him in it. And when he got tagged in it, basically he fucking lost his mind and started making fun of people with the not knowing what the Scorpio emoji symbol is, which just goes to show you how disconnected they are. Yeah. When you have Mike Ybarra and you have Aaron Greenberg and you have people in the Xbox community, all these people with the blue purple emojis, and these guys are completely clueless, that just goes to show you that they are disconnected and they are not.
We're not Xbox guys. Come on, man. We're Xbox guys.
Exactly.
Those guys aren't fucking Xbox guys. Give me a break.
So he mocked us, and what I took offense to was that he then proceeds to talk to Bryce, who is like the worst. With like, I think
he's that guy that you exposed because he's like, he thought it was Forza.
Yeah,
Gran Turismo Sport, yeah.
You know, I mean, he's like the worst, and he's like palling up with him, and then he starts talking. Then he mentions me, that I've been hounding him for a year. Now that's when I was like, this fucking guy's a liar. Okay, now we're talking about ethics. Now we're talking about a person lying. Like, this is a lie. Now Spud, who's my friend, we talked to Destin 3 days ago about the Battlefield 1 beta, because he had asked if anybody was in it. I said, oh, well, this guy's in it. And him and Destin talked, and Destin liked his tweet. Destin today said, whenever I see PNF in a tweet, I block everyone involved. So obviously the guy is lying. The guy is not telling the truth. And basically this started all at 4 in the morning. So I'm shot right now. I'm going to be honest. I was telling people, I watched the UFC fight, was hanging out with friends. I came home about 2, you know, was up, and then I seen this fucking whole shit start, and I knew waking up that this was going to happen. I was like, it's going to fucking be on, because everyone's sleeping at 4 in the morning.
So it spilled over big time?
Yeah. Today it was fucking, anybody who was on Twitter, anybody who saw it, first of all, IGN looks absolutely ridiculous. They look unprofessional. Yeah. They look like they don't give a fuck about any fans. When somebody tells you, like, oh, I'm like high and mighty, I have 8,000 followers and you only have 54, who the fuck's going to care about you? Wow. Or they say, like, oh, I don't really want to be in your emoji club, and you know what? I'm glad that I'm not in it, and taking all these pot shots and saying things like Sean said. He goes, I will blindly defend anybody, my family and friends. So basically, he's admitting that he's going to blindly defend somebody, not knowing anything, and he didn't know anything. Sean is
that Finnegan guy. He's the same motherfucker that went and said that we were all being putting tinfoil hats on his shit when we called out Destin before.
Yeah. The thing about, listen, you know, on BGST on my channel, I always say that IGN's so desperate they just take the guy behind the camera. If you go back to one of the first 4 or 5 episodes that Sean was on the Unlocked podcast, he literally was the cameraman. And then once Mick Biggity, who was that wacko who wears a cardigan in California weather all the time, whatever his name is, he wears a sweater and it's like 85 degrees out all the time because he thinks it's a hipster. When he had to go over and take over when Greg Miller left and Colin Moriarty, they pulled Finnegan from behind the camera to come in front of the camera. That's what I'm saying. It's just who's next on the podium. Like, everyone just looks left and right. And they're like, who's up? Who's next? Somebody on the show? Who's on the show today? Who does this when you're IGN with 2 million followers? Give me a break.
It's probably like 7 million followers.
7 million followers. They have 7 million followers, and you got. You see the cast that's on IGN right now? Nobody knows who these people are. They're just next in line. Maybe it's somebody standing outside. It's an insane group of people that are.
Hey, Mooch, you know how we affect the bottom line, though? You know, you got the whole thing blocked them.
Yeah.
We should do Xbox fans. You know, I've been saying from, you know what I mean, it's us that pays their bills. Our clicks, our views is what keeps the lights on negatively. So if they don't respect us as a fan.
And you know what, Zaire, you're 100% right.
They don't respect us, and that's where that gets down to.
So,
yeah.
That's where it comes down to. It's a thing of respect.
We need to stand up, and you know, listen. We've been saying this since the inception of since when next gen, you know the whole character of next gen. And after E3, no, before E3, I'm lying. After the unveiling, and I've seen, you know, like this shit was just went crazy. Then the E3, and I said Microsoft showed nothing but games. Like what's the narrative here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I seen then that there was a bias, you know, and I, you know, my small little voice, and then, you know, we're crazy, and everyone does videos about us, and we've been saying that. That's been the state of this show for, you know, since we started doing it. You know what I mean?
But see, you know, the thing is, though, we got to take this thing to a higher level, and because I think you're tap dancing around the right thing here, and I want to hop. This is important. IGN, crap saying 7 million people, okay, are subbing that. These guys, these Destin Legaries and these guys, they're all a bunch of clowns. The only reason they have the followers they have is because they're on such a huge channel like IGN. So listen to me. You think people on CBS, NBC, and ABC don't get the same hate that they get, if not 50 million times worse? You don't see people on the nightly news just attacking people that watch CBS and NBC and ABC, right? They don't attack them because they're professionals and they represent. That's why I said to everybody today, you need to write IGN. Don't just, people are writing me going, Mooch, I just I unsubbed IGN. I said, that's not enough. That's not enough. You need to write them and say, your employees are out of line. They're out of line because here it is. Half of that channel exists because of Microsoft. Because a fan base likes to put a purple emoji in their Twitter handle, you attack people, and then Sean Finnegan makes fun of a kid because he doesn't have enough followers. He's like, you're a peon, nothing. Like, listen, the employees have gotten out of hand.
What I'm saying is they need
this is a corporate issue now.
They don't have respect.
Okay, but how many subscribers do they have? You said they have 7 million? 7 million followers? 7 million?
Subscribers.
Okay, whatever. 7. Out of that 7 million, how many do you think those are fucking Xbox guys?
Millions, I would guess.
Okay, so like, you know what? Let's start the fucking movement. Hashtag, and you know what I mean? And it's like, just being real. Like, you know what I mean? You know.
Listen, the bottom line was the IGN and GameStop and all these things, they're getting, their freaking subscribers are getting eaten at by Facebook Live, by what you guys do, by YouTube. And you know what? Facebook Live, YouTube, all that stuff is becoming stronger and stronger, and it's on the up and ups. Their venue right now, or what they're doing, is on the decline. So if they want to be assholes and they want to be rude and they want to be disrespectful to Xbox fans for something of a simple emoji, we're not taking the time to learn what that is or why the community has it. That to them, to me, is that's only gonna hurt themselves. They're only hurting themselves now. Today's actions by IGN and all the people in it, they hurt themselves. Now, you know, we talk about a lot of people. We might be, you know, a tip of the iceberg or something. You know, we're not really a big segment, but when you do what you do, you just hurt yourself word of mouth, and when you keep continuing disrespecting, you hurt yourself. So for me, I'm just gonna say, who's that?
Somebody's stealing your car next gen. Go get him.
Man, that's Tim. That's IGN at his front door.
No. But the thing is that they're just hurting themselves. So the trajectory of everything and where everything's going is that us, the people who are doing these Xboxes. These Xbox podcasts from Sunday to Saturday, 7 days a week, multiple podcasts. Each week we're getting bigger and bigger. And we've done this through times when Xbox was unpopular. Now, Xbox is probably going to get popular with Scorpio because
It's getting popular now.
It's getting popular now, and that's
Very
just
much so.
growing. So if they want to take that route, like they're above it all, and like they could be bothered, you know what? That bites you in the ass. So that's on them. And you already see now. All this stuff, Destin, something must have happened because Destin deleted his fucking tweet, and then he had, I don't know what's going on. He puts the fucking emoji in his name.
He's got the emoji in his name now.
He has an emoji in his name. I'm like,
Too late now.
I can't believe this shit. I'm like this. You know,
he fucked up.
He fucked up, and then he says he can change, and he would do better. But you know what? You first of all, you're a liar. You lied about what happened with me and you. You basically try to just put me in this bad light and act like you're above it all, like nobody knows who I am, or it won't bother you, or whatever. The bottom line is that I'm not gonna fucking be friends with that guy, and I'm gonna write him an email telling him what how I think he really is fucked up, because you don't. I would never do that.
I'm looking at the tweet now. Sean Finnegan, good on you, and I'm sure all your 54 followers will care immensely. Wow.
I mean, listen, that's fucking childish shit. This is a guy from a big a big company, and they're disrespecting fans. Listen, I saw that and I fucking ripped into Sean. Anybody who saw my exchange with Sean looked like a fucking moron at the end of the thing. He was saying such stupid shit. And then what gets me is, and I don't condone anybody being. You can tweet somebody and you could be. You could be nice about it, or you could actually make a point and say that you disagree with them, and I'm all for that. And for the most part, that's all I saw. But you get these guys and they're like, "You're attacking him." I mean, come on. I've had the worst fucking shit put at me. Okay, I've had stuff put at. You have no idea. I never once cried, "Oh, they're attacking me," or they cry. Grow a fucking set of balls. Be a man and
Grow
stop
some balls.
and stop. And I mean, come on, like you're trying to play that fucking pity card, like that attack card. You know what? Stop being such a pussy and just man up. Talk or just block. You know what? Destin didn't have to fucking do this. Destin could have just blocked everyone and it would have just went away. But Destin, it hit a nerve with him. Is it the fact that the Xbox Scorpio? It's going to be the superior console. Is this what it's? The 60 flops. Like, I don't understand the. I just think that they. Listen. You're talking about IGN, who claims they're not biased, but before they had a PS I Love You guys, and they were basically fucking sucking off PlayStation, literally on camera, and making love to it, sleeping with it, doing all kinds of like. Honestly, it was the biggest fanboy shit. And you know what? They're popular for it. They're saying they're fanboys. That's basically where they're at, where they're saying they're fanboys. So you have that element that was okay at IGN, but when we have an element where with IGN that anything Xbox is always fucking shit on. Yeah. So I mean, that's the thing. It's just like you're not consistent. There's no consistency here, and you're not fooling anybody. And at this point. It is what it is. You're just hurting yourself.
Tim, what's your consensus, though? I want to ask your opinion, because now I just looked right now as you were saying that, and someone else sent the tweet out to me. I just checked. Destin Ligari unblocked me. He's had me blocked for over a year.
I don't know, man.
He just unblocked me.
Well, listen, I think I'm still unblocked, but you know what? The thing is that I'm the guy that got fucking... I got railroaded the worst. The guy lied. The guy lied.
And Tim, I could confirm to you right now that Dustin Ligari has blocked me. I only said one thing to him. I just said, you might as well block Mike Ybarra if you're blocking everyone with the M Scorpion symbol. And he just blocked me. And I don't know, this has been an ongoing issue since the beginning. This guy throwing underhand insults towards Xbox on Podcast Unlocked, all the way from, him talking shit about the Gears 4 Alpha. Then he's talking to all those weirdos on Twitter, those Bryce and them guys, and then he's pulling off the Z Hughes. I don't know, I think Microsoft really need to flex their muscle and, like Z would say, be the behemoth that they are. Don't give him no exclusive. No, don't give him no exclusive access. Don't give him no fucking interviews, and don't give him no ads. Like, don't put ads on this site, and don't give him no review copies. I'd rather support 50 smaller sites than that one big one. But that's just me.
Yeah, you know, one of the day, I guess, like I've said before, I guess, you know, like I said, we're what you call the new age media, but we're not, like you say, a big fans like the IGNs or the GameSpots, and us fans, traditionally or whatever. This doesn't matter your console of choice, your preference of choice, but we go to these sites, whatever, to get a non-bias, you know, of whatever game or whatever said console. You know what I mean? You know, whatever, regardless of what you may feel about a public company or whatever you hate Microsoft or whatever the case may be, you know, but you're supposed to be a part of the media and you're supposed to be non-biased. You know what I mean? And but that's, I mean, I guess they don't care. You know what I mean? When you get, and don't get me wrong, we all get our little perks. I mean, I get stuff sometimes, and we all get little things sometimes. But when Sony presented them those engraved PlayStation 4s there live on air, you knew what it was going to be. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they're kissing them, and like I just think it's very, very, I don't know.
You know what's funny though, Z, is like I remember pitching a fit about that, right? Like, okay, who was this guy's name? Is Sean Lowe or something like that. He used to be the IGN executive editor, right? He was one of the ones that took that picture with Greg Miller with tucking the PlayStation 4 in and all this stuff, right? Guess where he works now? He works for Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this shit's for real. These guys are always taking pictures out on the town with Yoshida, and you know what I mean? They're like, seriously, like, I mean, they might as well be, I don't know, man. Like, I've never seen anything like it, and people just act like we're so crazy for thinking and saying this stuff. That's the part that's kind of really frustrating.
Tim nailed it, right, Crap? Because there's a PS, the guys that are doing PS I Love You, PlayStation I Love You right now on Greg Miller's channel, they basically had the exact same show with Beyond on IGN, and in the fanboyism was just mwah. That shit was Pulitzer.
What they've done,
right?
Did they sleep with the? I mean, there was like a lot of weird shit too.
Yeah, they were sleeping with the PS4. They all got their.
They
PS4.
tucked it in. I brought it up to someone, and they go, "Oh, well, I bet Ryan does the same thing." I'm like, Ryan McCaffrey is no way to fucking
right. Listen,
Xbox One.
The only shred of good in IGN is Ryan, and
You know the sad part about Ryan, though, I do want to say one thing is, here's the thing, and I'm not blaming him, but he has no backbone. And the problem with him not having a backbone about it is that, like, because he doesn't stand up to these guys. Like, he doesn't say, oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. He lets the shit occur. And here's the thing, when you're editor, he's the editor-in-chief of that show. That's my only thing. I don't understand why he doesn't stand up and say something to them like, dude, this is the Xbox show. If you want to bash on it, you can say something, you know, constructive criticism. But it's every week. I mean, we have people that copy and paste us on the podcast Unlocked him, and they say it's just bash after bash after bash. I mean,
no, and it gets annoying.
It gets annoying.
It gets annoying.
Put your foot down a little, man. He has to put his foot down. You're right about that, man.
That's what I'm saying.
His show would be so much better. Listen, the bottom line is that it was okay for Greg Miller and whatever that guy's name, I forgot his name, Colin, to have their show, and people loved their show, and it made Sony guys happy. You know what? I think Xbox kind of we've been through the rigors, and we've been fucking shit on for so long that we just kind of want something to be a little positive. And you look at the mainstream media, and there is absolutely nothing. You look at the YouTube community, the big YouTubers, they're all fucking Sony fanboys, all right? You know, and then you have us, and we're the alternative. But I think what really it boils down to is that, you know, I mean, I was talking to somebody, and supposedly this show is really like he's over the top. Like I haven't watched yet, and I don't really plan on it. But supposedly he was over the top, Destin, and you know, that might be just part of their show where they like
at every point. At every point, Tim, that guy is a fucking just a downer. You know what I mean? He's really a downer.
What is his problem though with Microsoft? I mean, here's the thing. I don't understand what Sony fans, or you look at us, right? We own everything. We own PlayStations, Nintendos, and you know, we all have our preference. But they act like they want a gaming world without of Microsoft. And let's be real. Even though I do prefer the Xbox, I don't want a gaming world without Sony because because at the end of the day, I'm a gamer, and that's less options for me for whatever I choose to do, whatever. And to me, like I said before, both Microsoft and Sony are at their best when they're out there duking it out, and lobbying for our
competition breeds. It's better for us.
Yes.
But the thing is that I was hit up, and people were like, well, maybe you should calm down. He has his opinion, this and that. And let me tell you something.
I'm lying with an opinion, though.
I do not give a fuck. I started Twitter with nobody knowing who I was. And you know what? I can go back to going to Twitter with having no friends. All right. I have a life of my own. I don't need people to like me. I will always tell the way I feel. Okay. I felt like with this whole situation that Destin was being a complete asshole, and obviously he unblocked me too. So obviously something happened. I don't know what happened, but something happened. And then
what happened was we had he didn't realize that there was probably thousands of people that are complaining. I mean, that's basically what happened. It's not some small 54. I mean, yeah, Soapsky might have 54 people, but Tim, you got how many do you got? Like 6,000?
Yeah, 6,700.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's like the thing. It's like that guy Sean was being such a fucking dick to Scopesy and another guy. I gotta get his name. I think it was. He was awesome too. He was arguing. He was in the middle of it, and like Ryan, like that guy Sean was acting like a total dick. But when I came in there, he fucking shut the fuck up. He just fucking then he just fucking acted like I kept asking him. I said, you want to talk about things? I said, let's compare impressions, buddy. Let's go. You want to talk? Because I know my impressions are higher than him. He wouldn't do that. And then he's like, well, I'll do this and I'll do that. He just made himself look like a fucking fool. I mean, I'm like, is this guy an adult?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the shit that I was reading today from this guy Sean, and Sean is supposedly not a bad guy, but the shit that I read, and he got himself involved with something he had no idea about, and he says he doesn't give a fuck about what the emoji is and how Xbox fans are excited about it. He just fucking played the card that he just shows. They are so disconnected from Xbox. The whole fucking lot of them, except for Ryan, they are so fucking disconnected from Xbox that they played their card. You know what I mean? They don't know what's going on in the community. They don't know that Aaron has 7 M's in his fucking thing. They don't know that Ybarra has the emoji symbol. The emoji
Ybarra
symbol.
tweeted that shit out solo today, man. He knows what's up.
Yeah, but the thing is that, and I talked to Mike. He doesn't want it to be a thing of hate. The emoji symbol is just it's
excitement.
About excitement about new fucking hardware. Nothing more. The people that are reading into it more are people that are fucking they can't handle it because Microsoft fucking flipped the script. Or B, they just don't care about Microsoft and they have they just don't give a shit, and that looks like Sean and
Tim, you know what it is? It's that they nailed home this narrative about the PS4 and the power and 1080p will give me death, right? No longer will the Neo or whatever PS4 Slim K, whatever, is going to have the better version of the said multiplex. Now we can go back and forth all day, like I said. Who has the better exclusive? You say tomato, I say tomato. It is what it is. Right. But when it comes to say, I told you guys, multi-plat rules. When it comes to multi-plats, when we get in the same game, and our game is a native 4K or whatever, 30, 60 frame, and they're doing 1440p upscale, you know what I mean?
With downsampled, right?
You know what I mean? So they did this for the last 3 years.
Listen, you have a fucking picture of that asshole Destin holding a 900p Xbox with his stupid face.
Yeah.
And
I shoved that right up his ass, too. I was like, because he's like, I don't do wars, crap.
Yeah,
I was like, okay, here you go, guy.
Well, you know what? And the thing is that, I'm sorry, you guys made your bed. Now you're going to have to live with it. I don't. This guy Chen who fucking hits me up and says, "Oh, 4K doesn't matter." That motherfucker was telling me how much 900p to 1000p, how much it matters. Now you're gonna tell me 400K? No, we're not playing that game. You guys made your bed, and they all know it. and they're all going to be called
They
out.
want us to be quiet about it. They want
They,
us to be quiet about
they
it.
want to change the narrative. Oh, let's make it 1080p 60 frames per
No,
second.
listen.
With
They want us to be
whatever.
quiet about it. They don't want us to brag it. They don't want us to fucking peacock and strut around and well, there's to stand there.
They don't want us to peacock. Good word.
No, they don't. I mean, just being real. Like listen. I've always said, and I say it again. I think that when console gamers are arguing over resolution, I think it's the silliest shit in the world. You know what I mean? And I'm just being like, I have a very capable rig. You know what I mean? I prefer consoles because of the simplicity of most of my friends are. It's not that I'm not saying. And again, and you guys like the mixture too. Resolution and that's just not determine better graphics. I love graphics. Okay, I just want to get that clear. Does not determine graphics. Okay, but when you look at last generation, 99.9% of the PS3 games were sub HD. You know what I mean? 540p, upscale to 1080 or whatever. It wasn't really a big deal.
Listen, let me put on my tinfoil hat here for a second, since everyone's gonna say it anyways. So I was talking to a buddy that we all know. He's on Twitter all the time. Noof Nukem. Noof does does radio.
Let's see this. Yeah.
He does radio. Okay, so he does radio
awesome.
out in Canada. He's a great guy. Noof, he's on Twitter. He games Saturday. But Noof literally said to me, he goes, Mooch, I want to write you something. He wrote this big doodad about this thing, and it made sense. We say this all the time. Why does IGN constantly always back Sony, yet Microsoft is always the piñata, right? It's always the one that gets smashed with a bat over and over and over again.
Right.
He said, look, here's the way it is. We on the radio channel can only say so much constructive criticism about our sponsors. So he goes, the only thing I could think of is that Sony is somehow, some way, we don't know how, and like I said, we don't have any proof. I told him this. I said, until we get proof, there's no proof, but some way, somehow, Sony sponsors IGN. Somehow, they're an investor. They have 10% stock. They have whatever's under the radar. They have
monitors,
TVs. They're all Sony TVs on every set
cameras.
now. The couches are almost Sony made. So, like, everything is Sony there. So you have to understand something. They are told. This is not just IGN. This is the business, the industry standard. You can see it all the time on your local radio show, too, if you're driving to work. Notice how much they kiss ass to the people that year that had the contract with the radio. They're like, I go to so-and-so Jewelers. They're the best I've ever seen. Have you ever seen anything like that? No, I've never seen anything like that either. That shit was sparkling. No shit. Next year it's another jeweler. My point being is that they can't talk shit about Sony to a certain extent. There has to be something going on, and only one day we will know.
No, you're right, Mooch, because I do believe that Sony they are investing in IGN. There's an IGN office up in Tokyo in Japan.
Well, they could buy a lot of ad space. They probably do buy more ad space, and I don't know. I mean, it's definitely.
Like I said, Tim, it's a tinfoil hat thing. I'm not crying. All I'm saying is something has to have that has to make some sense, right? It has to make some sense.
We've been saying that though for forever. Well, look at the microphones. Maybe they give them free perks. Like it's free. We said the same shit about YouTubers here on YouTube. It's Sony giving Boogie most likely to get a free PlayStation VR kit. You know what I mean? It is what it is, but. I maybe because I'm an Xbox fan, I don't know what the fuck Microsoft done, besides maybe the conspiracy theory with Bill Gates and the malaria and the mosquito vaccines and stuff. I don't know what the fucking issue is, yo. Like, I don't see what's so bad about it. You can have your preference, but they treat the Xbox like it's the redhead ugly stepchild. Like, god damn, you know what I mean? You're mad about it. So you say about something that never even came into play. You're mad about that's like. You're black, but you're mad about slavery, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen, but they were going to do it. Something that never fucking happened. Like, you guys are bugging. The same one's going to do the same fucking policies. You know what I mean? And again, this wasn't something that Microsoft.
I know. And you know what? I don't know. I'm just fucking like I said. I'm completely fucking. I'm just in awe. I'm in awe of. I gotta say, I love this community. We are the best. We stick together. And all today proved, at the end of the day, is that we have a voice.
Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful how the Xbox community has grown? It's fucking beautiful, man. It's
beautiful, and you know what? They would step their foot on us if they could. If we didn't have that much say, or I only had 53 followers.
Even if we didn't, though, I'm not gonna be cyber fucking bullying.
No, we don't do that.
No cyber bullying us, motherfuckers.
We was getting like 4 views. We don't give a fuck.
We stuck together today, and you know what? My exchange with that guy Sean Finnegan, who obviously was just trying to defend his friend, and he just basically got himself in a shit show, and he made himself look stupid. But you're not going to disrespect anybody on my watch. And if somebody from Microsoft says, Tim, calm down, guess what I'm going to tell that person in the DMs? I'm going to say, mind your own business. Because you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to be me. What are you going to do, Microsoft? Are you going to tell me I can't come to your shows or I can't? Okay, I'll go on Twitter. Okay, I live my life. I'm never going to be compromised by anybody. I don't care if Phil didn't like it. I don't care if Aaron didn't like it. Guess what? If you're fucking going after somebody in my community, and just because that person who's going after him is your friend or has more say on IGN or can affect you, and you want me to be quiet, guess what? I'm not going to be quiet. I'll say,
Right.
okay, you go sit in your corner. I'll do what I want. If you have a problem with it, I'll go after you too. Okay? You're not going to disrespect anybody in this community. You know, we've been through it long. You're not, especially if you're in a big outlet like that. You know what? You're just not going to do it. You're going to think twice now, and I guarantee you, those motherfuckers now after today, they're going to think twice.
They are, Tim.
I'm just going to tell you, thank everyone in the community. Yeah. We are the best. We stick together, and I love you guys, and I will fight to the death. To the death. And like I said, I will never be compromised.
Are you not educated?
Are you not educated? That means if somebody's being disrespected and there's some wrongdoing, and no matter who that person is.
Okay.
I'm gonna defend the small guy.
Let me ask you a question.
What? That's the bottom line.
Question. All three, four of us. Wolf's here, right? And you know I've been saying this forever. Like Microsoft is just they're just too goddamn soft and like be the fucking being with you.
They gotta show some swagger.
Yeah, but not so much that because listen, we're talking about. Well, listen, when you have these publications, whether IGN or Game, listen, you can have your opinion, but when you have stuff talking about you don't like the Xbox, you can't find the fucking settings, and you know what I mean. You're fucking tampering with $1 billion investment. You know, let's be real here, okay? And again, IGN's the game stuff, the Kotakus, they're not a pimples on Microsoft's ass. Got that from you, Mooch. Now, again, what could Microsoft do? You know what I mean? Because I'm just being real.
Show some fucking swagger. Don't be afraid, okay? The bottom line is that those fucking people, they're a zit on your ass. They're a pimple on your ass. They cannot affect you. You're a much bigger entity. If they're being fucked up, show a little power. Or you know what? Have a little swagger. You have the most powerful console. You guys look like you're gonna have the most powerful console. You're gonna have the better VR. Say it. Don't be afraid. Don't have to be friends with Sony, okay? They're not being friends with you.
No, they're not.
At the end of the day, they're not being friends with you. They want to beat you.
And you know what, Tim? Tim's 100% right. And anyone who goes, well, no, there's nothing evident of that. Yes, there is. When they try to do cross-play, and Ibarra came out, and Aaron came out, Phil came out and said, all we're waiting for is our other platforms to agree, and they blatantly came out and said they're not going to do it. And this is the same thing. That's Sony slapped EA in the face with EA Access. They slapped Microsoft in the face with cross-play and other things. That's trading games between that fat Ellen DeGeneres and
this is how we trade our games.
Okay, this is how we trade our games. And those guys, all right, these are digs at Microsoft. So don't tell me it's all fucking kumbaya. It's not kumbaya.
Exactly, it isn't kumbaya. And you know what? They do play that game. How come Microsoft should be saying, you know what? We're here. Let's go. Let's do cross-network play. How come they're doing it? Where the fuck is the media? Why isn't the media saying, why isn't Sony doing this? Well, let's ask Sony some questions. You know, it'd be better. You know what? IGN, you'd probably get more fucking views if you fucking got cross-network play, because that's just going to open everything up. People are going to start playing together. It'll probably bring the community.
That's a hell of a point. That's a hell of a point.
They don't do that.
Right.
They don't want to work.
Tim is right. Tim's 100% right. If Microsoft comes out and says, hey, we're here, we're ready now. And here's the point. Phil Spencer.
Who has the best shooters?
He shows Scorpio, and the first thing they start asking Phil Spencer, you start asking the head of Xbox about 4K TVs at Best Buy and which ones you should buy. Fuck that. Don't ask an executive that question. How about this? Why doesn't somebody ask Sony? Sony, why aren't you doing crossplay? Are you scared, bro? Is something wrong? Are you concerned that Microsoft's got a better system than you? They got a better infrastructure?
It will help everyone in the industry. That's the thing. It'll help Sony. Okay? It'll help the communities. They will draw them closer together. It will help gaming. There'll be more people playing.
Together.
It is a slam
Yeah.
dunk. And
I just want to answer Mooch's question on why Sony are not doing it. Obviously, the Xbox guys, they're a lot more skillful online, and on top of that, as long as these hipsters exist and they run that IGN website, the Xbox brand, they're never going to be put under the positive light. It's never going to happen.
And
that's the world we live in.
But man, could you imagine the tournaments though? Guys, listen, could you imagine the tournaments they have, just say Call of Duty, who has the best shooters, Team Xbox versus Team PlayStation? That would be fucking huge. And I don't even like Call of Duty.
That would be fire, man.
I mean, I go out there and take one for the team, get shot 9 times. I go fucking 1 in 10, and blow it for every fucking body.
So
but I'm just saying, that would be shit like that would be huge. Who has the best Madden players?
Exactly. You're thinking and you're making sense.
Yeah,
you know what? Yeah. Instead of developers, this is what I want to tell Microsoft now. Swagger. Start fucking showing about it. Stop being afraid.
Do you think it's the PR stuff or whatever they got going on, the PR team they have, or people gonna,
I don't understand. Listen, they made a commercial fucking mocking you. They went on stage, mocked you. You can't say, well, why can't they play us? Let's have Microsoft versus Sony. Let's do it and get together. But you know what? Microsoft's ready to go. They're like, let's do it.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen because Sony is not going to. Either they can't fucking do it because they can't even fucking change the name or whatever. They can't get their network ready. I don't know. They're not going to put their money into it. Microsoft has done that with our money that we put into Xbox Live. We're ready to go. Now you say, well, they've been starting cross network way before you. Okay, 1994 or 2000 is a lot different than now. All right? Yeah. There weren't the games that are out now. Secondly, security is a lot different than it was now. Thirdly, I don't want to play against a fucking PC guy who I have no idea what he's doing. I want to play against another person from another console, and you know what?
It would be nice, though.
And it would be good for the fucking industry. It'd be good for fucking media. It would be good for everyone. You know what? They don't want to work, they want to kiss ass, and they don't want to ask the hard questions. All right? Nobody's talking about it. But, the only person that's talking about Xbox, I would love to fucking fight anybody on UFC 2. I got anybody in the Sony community. I'm game. Where are you? I don't play games. I'm ready to play. Where the fuck are you? Get Sony.
Jesus Christ. What did I come back into? Wow.
Rory Green.
And you'll kick anyone's ass in Best Buy that's buying a PS4. I've seen the videos, Tim. Come on.
Oh man. I don't know. You know what? But like I said, this generation has been like I said, there's always been a console war. Like this, they're not even dating back to VHS versus Betamax. People wants to feel, validate their purchase. Like I ain't buying no fucking limit. It is everyone wants to thump their chest. They have the best. You know what I mean? So like I feel like they're not happy with the console war. And listen, we talking about dating back to Mario was better than Sonic, and we've been doing this shit on the playground for years. You know what I mean? But some of the shit that's came out this generation, threatening people with rape and death threats, so what I mean, like that. Some of that shit is just like and went left field. But Sony doesn't come out and check their family. You got weirdos on both sides of the fence, but it's 99 is normally fucking Sony fans. Well, I won't even say Sony fans. The extreme. I won't even call them ponies. I mean, like the extremists with the sheer hate for for Microsoft for whatever reason. It's crazy. They'd rather have Nintendo than Microsoft. Maybe they don't look at Nintendo as being a direct competitor to them or something. But that's crazy as hell. Look at that E3. Nintendo won E3. They didn't want to give it to Microsoft. Nintendo. How the fuck did Nintendo win E3? They didn't even go to E3. Like, come on, man. They get fucking Zelda of the game. Like, stop it with the bullshit, man. They just don't want to give fucking Microsoft nothing, man. So they're not going to give goddamn fucking Microsoft. Go out there, flex your fucking muscle, open your fucking wallet, and and fuck it. They hate you any fucking way. You're damn if you do, damn if you don't. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it, man. Microsoft can't get a fair shake in this media. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, but, you know, in order for this fair shake to go on, it's got to be exactly with what Tim was just saying. Microsoft has to do more than they're doing, and they don't have to be rude or crude. They can just be arrogant. Because they can be arrogant for multiple reasons. Not only do they have the Scorpio coming, not only do they have the better infrastructure, not only do they have the best controller, not are they the only company that has games coming out this fucking fall or the third
access
in a row.
Like having EA access,
shit, and not just that, you've got about what we call, old. What's that shit we used to call back in the day? Oh yeah, cash. They got a lot of it, so it don't matter. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter.
I heard you're still selling fax machines to pay your light bill.
You know what? Xbox swagger has to fuck. You know what? They have to show. It's not. You know. They don't have to act arrogant. What they have to do is they have to say, they got to bring it to. I mean, things will present itself where you could present itself in a why is it never talked about that they should push for this cross network play? Well, they should say they should push for certain things, 4K. Talk about 4K. Say if they have 10 to 25 games with 4K and Sony has 2, they should say, well, we're the only console with 25 games at 4K. The competition has 2.
They did it to us this generation.
They got to have a little swagger. Because
Take it one step further. Take it one step further.
You can't be too timid because the bottom line is that.
Oh, nice guys finish last, but no, they should take it one step further. When Capcom came out, they said they're open for acquisitions and go in and swoop up them fucking IPs. Buy them. Fuck it, buy them.
They could have bought Street Fighter, man.
But fucking when Crytek, I don't really care for, whatever, but I'm just saying, go and acquire some of these fucking companies, man. And don't fucking make them multi-plat. Leave them fucking exclusives to your, to your Windows 10, whatever you're doing now, Because you're still in the business of sell fucking hardware. Let's be clear that.
I don't know. They just got to have a little swagger. They can't be,
I don't know.
We all know, we're not saying, fucking cause, start saying stupid shit, but
Oh no, not that.
When things present itself, and it always does, you know what? And Sir Tommy Gunn, shout out to you. You were the guy that was also with that Sean Finnegan. You were awesome. They gotta be a little cocky. They got. It's not. It's funny because the way this video game industry seems to work is that one guy gets cocky and the other guy regroups and gets determined and comes back strong.
But you know what happened though? Sony didn't do anything this generation. Like the only reason why they're ahead is due to Microsoft shooting themselves in the foot the entire time. It has nothing to do with what Sony's done. I was thinking about it today. It's like, what has Sony actually done?
That's what
generation.
I think it was about a year ago on Bgst. I said, "Can someone please tell me what am I missing? What has Sony done?" Crap, you're right. What the hell? What am I missing? Someone said that to me. I said, "Tell me what I'm missing. What in the world has Sony got that I have a PS4 downstairs? I'll leave right now. I'll leave the show." I'll take the show on the road. I'll go to GameStop and be like, holy shit, I've been missing that. Give me 4 of those. I will buy it right now. What am I missing? And by the way, we were watching a couple of videos. Crap was doing some great videos this past weekend.
Crap's been right on the fucking
we were watching. Crap was showing Ratchet and Clank. Listen, look, nostalgia's a hell of a drug. Yeah. Let me tell you something, Crap. That game looked like shit. It looked like a colorful piece of dog shit. I am too old to come home and swing a fake hammer and collect bolts and hop on a floating disc. Listen, this is ridiculous. That game is just that was great when it first came out. It's no more, no less. Don't be, well, you can't tell me what I like, Mooch. No, I can't tell you what you like. And apparently what you like, you're in the masses. Whenever you see something happening in any kind of fire in a building or anything, you see a herd of people going left, my recommendation is go right, because usually everyone walks right into a fucking pit of fire. I'm not going to follow people into just like, oh, the nostalgia of this and nostalgia. PlayStation 1 was great. PlayStation 2 was better. Great, we're at PlayStation 4. So it doesn't have anything to do with 1 or 2, does it?
You know what? I mean, listen, to be fair, you know what Sony has, what they for this generation, besides Microsoft messaging being all over the
They
world.
have power. They have power.
But you know what? And they really, I guess, played that home. You know what I mean? Sony.
Yeah, they're playing it good.
They had a console that was easy to develop for. You know what I mean? And I guess
Can't be that easy since all the delays and shit. I mean,
whatever the case. I'm just saying. I think that's more a money issue. You know what I mean? But the developers normally said because they had to combine everything, the PS4 was easy to develop. They would have a problem with the East RAM. We all know the horror stories. You know what I mean? So I give Sony credit for that. You know what I mean? They doubled down on their hardware, where Microsoft kind of skimmed off the top and with the Kinect and. That's been the Microsoft's biggest thorn on their side has been this resolution thing, and they didn't be a factor this generation.
It's huge.
See, I'm not even mad at Sony for all the shots that they fired towards Microsoft or anything. Like that. I'm not even mad. I give him. You know what? If I was a businessman, if that was my company I was running, I would tell them to do the same thing.
It's good for competition.
I don't know. You went through that commercial. Come on. That commercial was
if it means lights stay on in my fucking house, then I'll do it.
You know what, hey Tim, it was kind of ingenious. I would. If
but
that's something like Donnie D, I see.
Microsoft not doing it.
That's something like Donnie D would have did. That smug motherfucker with the.
You know what it might be?
Suit.
I don't know. Maybe it's because they work for a bigger parent company than the one they're within, which is Xbox, and what they say could reflect on Microsoft. And let's be honest, if Phil said something stupid, Microsoft would just fire him. They would fucking fire him, or something came out that seemed sexist, or something that was bad.
Okay.
Microsoft would fucking be like, "Go fuck yourself. You're out."
Okay, guess what? I see where you're going with this, but check this out, right? Do you think that actually hurts the Xbox brand in the long run? I mean, I'm just being real because I'm just being real.
That depends on leadership, and I think now they got the right leadership.
Me personally, and I don't have any. I love the diversity of Microsoft. You know what I mean? They don't. They see green, and which it should be. You know what I mean? Green is the only color that fucking matters to them. You know what I mean? You can be purple with a fucking one eyeball in the middle of your head. You're president. You do a good job. It is what it is. But me personally, honestly, I kind of like the old Microsoft. My fucking bomber running around sweaty on the stick because I knew then that they believed in the product.
Well, that's what we're talking about. That's swagger. That's at its core.
I do admit this.
That's its core. We want them to do.
Yeah, and again, and
I want that Don Matrix swagger. Like the first few years he was there. But he used to put the media in their place.
Yeah,
interacting with the fan stuff. Like we're not talking about that. We're talking about him putting the media in their place.
Okay,
Microsoft need to put the media in their place.
Hey, listen, I think it's the whole PR thing where they got to kiss everyone's ass. But hear me out. And I sent Phil a message, okay, and it's crazy as hell. At the time, I was probably getting attacked by a few Xbox fans. I'm telling them, I can't have an opinion because you know how I felt about Fable. You know what I mean? I'm not a big Halo dude. Fable was one of mine. I like Fable's what made me an Xbox fan. You know what I mean? And I still think that was the dopest shit. They had my mother downstairs blind in the fucking dungeon. They was fighting that bitch like a pit bull. You know what I mean? And so I fell in love with them. I only care for first-person shooters. But what I said to say this, so I said to Phil, this is coming from a guy. You know what I mean? I've had the Xbox since 2001. I was a beta tester in 2002 with Xbox Live. I've been there. I've watched this company grow. You know what I mean? From the OG Xbox to the 360, where they were fighting. You know what I mean, to get their foothold in their door. You know what I mean, going to the different developers, helping them, showing them how to make games on the 360. And they really fucking did their thing. You know what I mean? And then again, like I said, Microsoft got kind of cocky. They said we got this shit in the bag, and you know what I mean, and they're just kind of like focused.
Listen, if you want to really compare, we have to give Phil more of a thing. But right now, Don Master came in and he was a beast with Bomber. They fucking destroyed everything to 2009, and then it stopped. They got too arrogant and it started to reverse. Sony got their shit together. By 2012, Sony was on top of their game at their best.
Yeah, Microsoft's not putting on exclusive.
Microsoft was at its worst. Phil comes in after a year after the debacle. He's only 2 years in, and right now, I'm going to be honest. There's never been anything close to be as excited as I am.
Okay.
We are going to fucking kick ass with Scorpio.
Oh, so let me ask you a question.
We are going to fucking kick ass.
Let me ask you a question, right? Just being real.
At least in America, I really believe that.
So I mean, and again, because I go back and forth with the whole Windows thing, and us, like you said, now an exclusive thing. You know what I mean? I get tired of hearing this shit like we all do. Microsoft, and I get tired out there. Yes, we do this at Microsoft. Long as it's not, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, but I'm just saying, as I liked it more when I felt like they catered more to us, you know, to the Xbox fan. You know, I don't give a. And Windows was the ugly little stepchild, but you know, they get just it's the same. I don't know if I like that, man. Maybe I'm fucking racist. I don't know, man. I just liked it more when I said that Microsoft was more catered.
Listen, Bomber. Let's be honest. It was a different thing right now. Satya is so different that like Microsoft was in it. Their company was in it, all in. Like they were behind it with money. Now Satya runs it different. Okay, you can get money from him like they got for the hardware for Scorpio, but you are on a stricter budget.
That's
and it's
what I'm saying.
That's fine. They could still fucking come out with
no. But what I'm saying is this, you know.
Money.
Contra the Xbox, the Xbox division is probably worth more than goddamn Sony in a whole. But I'm just saying, I would rather, just being maybe, not, I thought, I didn't want to say this before, maybe I would rather them spin off the Xbox division, let him stand on his own, and let him do what they do. You know what I mean? Let them double, bet on themselves. You know what I mean? Because,
be their own company?
Yeah, and you know what I mean?
That's it's never gonna happen. That's a good idea, but Windows ties everything in.
Yeah, I mean, so you can still have the Windows thing. You can still
it's an
cut the check.
It's a very interesting point because you know what, it would be working under its own cap.
Yes.
And that is.
I told you guys this.
At the end of the day, though, where we're at, I'm fine. You know, like
I mean, we don't have no choice but to accept it, but we're fine.
I think they're doing a great job.
I don't know if they're gonna if you spin it off. I don't think they're gonna get that budget though. Like
but they have the Xbox division.
Well,
has
if they make money, you make your own budget.
Your money. I mean, they make fucking
money. You gotta breed money. You gotta make money.
But what I'm saying is that because they're not cutting a check, we don't see ads for Xbox on television like we used to before, and you don't see none of that shit.
You know what I would love to see, and it's just like we're really deep in the fucking. We went to a left turn, but what I would like to see is like a dollar amount on Xbox. Like, how much is it really worth? How much, if it was to be sold, would it cost? And I think that you're talking about a pretty high number. You know,
you can say one time my mic without sitting in the earphone. But say it one time.
No, I'm saying I would like to find out if Xbox had a whole net worth.
They did break it down. It was like the Xbox fell up under the
right now though. Right now,
it was like 20 billion or 24 billion or 20 something along those lines. You know that's what when they had the Zune HD and all that shit. But the entertainment division, you know what I mean, it was worth like $20 some billion. You know what I mean? It's not broke.
It's probably a little different the way it's structured. I don't know. At the end of the day. I'm the happiest I've ever been as an Xbox fan right now. So.
No. Here's the thing. I'm not saying I'm not excited.
Even though I like past leadership and I love Bomber and I kind of never really. I try to like match it, never did.
Matches I don't give a fuck about. I like Bomber. I knew who Bomber. I didn't know
Bomber's cool, but
yeah, Bomber was there, dude. Bomber was on stage jumping around. Arm was musty as hell with the headband on, with the ball spot and shit.
Well, they had Seamus. They had Jay Allard. Remember that? Jay Allard.
Jay Xbox was talking about. It was so fucking hip. Like I was the only black motherfucker in the world with a fucking Zoom, and I was fucking going to Apple stores. Yeah, motherfucker, this shit's on the iPod. You know, what the fuck is that? A brick? Nah, it's a Zoom, motherfucker. 30 gigs, bitch. You know what I mean? They were just so fucking hip to me, and I got it, man. And now I don't know what the hell's going on, man. I can cut my computer on and look just like my Xbox. Like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean?
It's being cost effective. Like, they literally had 4 different interfaces for all their products. Now they just have one. It's genius, really. I mean, Yeah.
And again, I don't game on, I listen to PC shit. I don't care about. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I
but
just
you
don't see
would buy
like
a Surface. You buy a Surface.
Oh yeah, I got a couple of them. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying if there was a Surface that played Xbox games and might play.
Listen, I'm
Mario
I'm gonna buy an HTC Vive or I buy every fucking thing. I'm a faggot that loves gadgets, but I'm saying this. Like I told Phil in that message here, I said that I don't want to see my favorite console become a service. You know what I mean? I understand things have to change, and you know what I mean. You can't stay the same.
I don't think it's going to turn into that.
What I'm saying is, I don't want to be this. I can just buy. Well, I guess it is this now. I buy a $300 goddamn Dell PC from what do you call them? Cheap at E-Machine from fucking Walmart. $300, and I put it on bitch. I got an Xbox too. I guess that's the way it is. I guess it's done already. So fuck it, man.
And I think they could make a shit ton of money if they made an Xbox service. Make an Xbox service. A lot of people are gonna buy it. People are gonna go out when they're traveling, and they're gonna be getting the tunes on the go. It'll be fire, yo.
I think the Xbox. I mean, the diehard.
You would be loving it. You would fucking get your controller and you play Cuphead under a fucking coffee table.
Listen, we can probably do that now with the fucking.
No, you can't. You can't go to your friend's house or whatever and play it. Or go on a fucking plane. You can play it on a plane, dude. You can play it. You don't go on planes.
You talking about the actual hardware running the actual game?
No, natively, yes.
No, but you know what they said? Analysts out there said. But there's analysts out there that said that in 2017, cell phones and tablets are gonna be more powerful than consoles. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's an Xbox Surface, man.
Especially if the game
on a
is
smaller
free.
scale.
If the game is free on the other fucking platform. Who gives? Like, I would get an Xbox Surface and I'd play it. I play it right now. I'd be playing it on BGST.
We had Jess Gordon and we had Brad Sams on my show, and we both of them said the same thing. They've been confirmed by people at Microsoft that what's great about the Play Anywhere is the fact that it brings, ridiculously as it sounds, it brings couch co-op back. So if Tim lives 2 miles from me, all I have to do is grab my Surface Pro, grab my Surface Book, go over to Tim's. Open it up on his coffee table. Bring my new Bluetooth Xbox. Coming back? That's amazing. I'm playing on my own account. I got my own screen. I'm playing against Tim in a game of online multiplayer.
I see what you're saying before that.
I said this to crap on Friday.
You fucking love it, dude.
I said it to crap on Friday. We all say we don't. Oh, I don't need that. I won't do that. You don't need that. You won't do that because you haven't done it yet.
No. That's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying. Is that I'm just saying the days of us having company in our house, we got online for that.
But you gotta all sit by the fucking TV. Now you got a little fucking thing like an iPad.
I mean, no.
Let's all be. Fucking have a tour.
I don't have a problem with walking around the house with the game or.
But you could that Surface Pro having an OLED display too, man.
You can play 8 players. You guys can play poker together on it. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean you're going to be sitting there like everybody right now, walking around looking like a douchebag with their phone in front of them, catching Pokemon. What I'm trying to say is, like, it's a realistic thing, Z. I mean, to be able to go over to someone. I have 2 of my friends, right? They're not hardcore like we are at all, but they play all the time. If I go over their house and I can bring a 17-inch Surface Pro or Surface Book, all of a sudden now I'm like, yo, do you want to play some NBA? He'll be like, yeah, let's get 2K going. And now I can play on my own account. I have to sit there on his couch.
I mean, I see. Sometimes I don't have an issue with the Play Anywhere.
You don't have to use it, but why not have it?
No. This is what I'm saying. I don't think that the couch co-op was coming back. I think that shit went out with the WAP.
But you don't understand, Z. I'm using the.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's coming back.
I'm not talking about sitting there being like, hey, Z, move over an inch on the couch. No, I'm talking about like I come over your house and I'm going to be chilling in the recliner. You're going to be chilling over at your wherever you chill game. And I can just jam out with you in your house. That does happen. It will happen. Like, there's no way you can say it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen daily. No.
Since the emergence of online, I remember, I'm going to come out. I mean, I actually do it myself. We're going to play Madden. I'm going to come out, we're going to play 2K. I don't know when the last time I told a motherfucker, but meet me online at 8 o'clock. That's it. Let me keep it moving. I meet you online at 7:30. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. Let me just use the same example, something different. I got kids. My buddy Frank's got kids, right? He's like, we're all getting together. He had a pool party. Everybody, all the kids are over there. He's got an Xbox One. I have an Xbox One. Now I bring a 4-pound device with me over there, and now while the kids are splashing around, the wives are all talking. I'm playing 2K with them inside on my own account. What? You can't say that shit doesn't happen. It happens more often than not.
I just think we're so resistant to change. Honestly, what he's saying is you would get a Surface. Anything.
I buy everything. I'm not listening. That's not what I'm saying.
You're always going to have a need for a 4K TV. You're going to always need the simplicity of a console.
Right.
Okay.
No, this is what I'm saying. I don't think you get what I'm saying. This is what I don't have a problem with. Play anywhere. This is cool. Like I always said, I'd rather didn't how you say needed and not have needed. What should I say? Rather, not have it and needed and needed and not have it. I get that. I don't have a problem with that. I thought you were just saying like that's a good selling point. You get together maybe once a year, twice a year, and maybe cook out. You know what I mean? That just can't be.
You go in your backyard. You go in your backyard, sit on the thing, do whatever. I mean, or go. To me, it's a slam dunk.
I think it comes down to pricing because being honest, when it comes to Microsoft with this shit's kind of high. Like that, what's that shit? The Surface 3 was like $2,000, goddamn man.
No.
$1,500.
It'd probably like be a low end would be like $899.
Yeah, 800, 700. You can get, and then every
that's not for the average consumer.
Yeah, but you don't understand something, though, Zaire. This isn't. We're not talking about consoles at this point. Tim just made a point to say everyone in their home, whether you have one today or not, you will have a 4K TV. You also have the need for a cell phone, and you also have the need for a tablet or some sort of laptop device. Everybody has that. That's not like a consumer-friendly thing. Everybody has that.
Yeah, laptop's like $200 though, bro.
No, but who does it? Zaire, it's 2016. If you know somebody that doesn't have a laptop, smack that son of a bitch right across.
No, I said the laptops are $200.
Yeah, I'm saying it's easy. Like everybody has a laptop. Anything with Windows 10 works. Anything. Like, my point is, we already have it in our homes.
See, this is what happens. Now I'm gonna go left field because I agree with Mooch. I think that you just think you have to do it before you start to like it.
I don't have a problem with that.
You have kids, okay? You have kids just like me.
I have a tribe.
They can throw them on that, they're playing that, and now they want to play a game. They're doing they're doing like a class thing, and then they're fucking on the web. Now you can play Xbox. Okay. Little Johnny or whoever can now play Xbox. Now he doesn't. Now you can go play Xbox on the fucking TV. It just opens things up.
I see what you're saying. And then, listen, in my house, I have 4 fucking Xbox. I got 2 downstairs, 2 upstairs. I get it. I will have that shit in my home. I'm just saying, at $900, just say $900. That's not going to be for the average fucking Joe.
No, it's just
that's what I'm saying.
It's not going to be. It's just an added thing to the Surface
Oh,
line.
okay. Like I said, features and
it's a nice idea. I mean, I'm for it. I'm maybe.
I would buy it. I would buy it. I think even if I use it twice, I would buy it.
You may not use it, and this isn't for you. See, a lot of my excitement is not you. I'm talking.
Now you can play the game. I love that.
Yeah, I'm talking about this to the audience too. See, it's not just you. What I'm saying is, you may not use it once a week. You may not use it once a month. But then one month might come where you use it for a full week. Like I used this example on Friday. I am going on travel for work for a week.
That's dope.
That sucks.
Yeah, I will bring it. You're absolutely right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, I'm just saying, but
Or what about when you go on vacation? Look at Jay Williams. Jay Williams just went on vacation for a week. That poor man had to play solitaire. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta hook. Like, if we could get this going, you think he would even play like, you know what I mean? He'd even play like Rise of the Tomb Raider or something. He's playing Minesweeper.
Well, you know what? Like maybe in 17, 18, probably the specs are right now the Xbox, whatever, and they can give us those type of graphics on the tablet, and you know what I mean, that you're gonna get on your Xbox One. You know what I mean? I don't know what they would charge for it. I hope if it could be like $400, they cut it like in 2018 or something. Then yeah, but like $900, the average they gonna act like not when they can get an iPad for like $450 or whatever for iPod Slim S, iPads Mini or something. You know what I mean? But I do think that's dope. You know what I mean? You can play the exact looking game like on your fucking tablet and that you have on your fucking Xbox on your account or whatever the fuck. I guess it goes. I guess you still would have to hook up to the internet. You know what I mean? I don't know how you can play them native. How much storage is gonna be? 164 gigs or something shit like that or whatever the fuck. But I don't know. I think it'd be dope. I think Microsoft makes all types of shit. You know what I mean? Bouncing around ideas. We're talking about it here. I'm quite sure they're talking about it.
Tangent. And Mooch saw it too. When you do the stuff that IGN did, now people people were writing letters to Christian Slater, I guess it's a person, the PR,
Oh, for IGN?
For IGN. You know, I mean, you know, I don't want to get the guy fired, but you know what?
No, fuck that, too.
The guy, I'm going to be honest. The guy basically acted like he lied, and the thing that he didn't know was that the Xbox guys, everyone fucking read my Twitter today. Everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't. I don't care. Everyone. Maybe Phil. He doesn't do. Sunday he's probably out on the boat or something. I don't know. But everyone was reading my thing, and
Hey, you know what? Somebody messaged me on Xbox Live and asked me how much ass I thought Phil Spencer got since he took over at Xbox.
Like, Phil like that type of dude.
Not to really go off subject, but I was like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yo, Phil like that type of dude, man.
He's married.
That's what I said. I was like, I
He was
guess.
as awesome as awesome as kid.
He's straight edge. He's straight edge alien. Like he's
He doesn't even curse.
I don't think he even said. I think he said "gosh darn it" once.
Yeah, Phil's straight up.
Like,
Nah,
he really,
Father for the
really clean
little
cut.
house in the Prairie.
clean cut. He is clean cut.
He's clean cut as hell, man.
He takes
Clean
the high
cut.
road.
You see what they did to poor Concord? they demoed him.
I remember that. I was kind of pissed off about that.
Yes, for real. Yeah, let's shout out to Phil. We didn't give Phil we didn't give him a few. We said give him carrots. We didn't ring Phil ass out here a few times. Give Phil a round of applause, man. Yeah, Lord knows, man. It'd be enough.
Remember when me and Crap had that fight, and Crap was like, "And you're kissing Phil's ass, pisses me off."
Well, that was about 3 months ago. Was that after Fable or before Fable? What was that Quantum Break? One of them got.
I don't know. No, that was Conquer. I think Conquer started it.
It was the Quantum Break, Steve.
I think it was Quantum. Yeah, I think it was Quantum Break.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day,
Actually, I think it was the Conquer thing because I did a video on that too.
That was
Yeah,
small.
well, I know, but no, because Tim was like, Phil says that they could still do the thing or whatever, and I was like, yeah, well, Phil says a lot of things. You know?
Hey, you ain't turned into the Hollywood Hulk Hogan crap until like the Quantum Break shit. That's when you went totally left. Ted DiBiase.
You know, well, here's the thing with that.
No,
right?
actually, looking back on that, Crap really wasn't all that wrong. If they explained it better, they fucked up the messaging. They just fucking
That's
dropped.
what I was saying.
They fucked up there. That was not what.
Instead, you know, Phil did a good job at making me be the bad guy. It ended up working out well for me.
You know what? You know, if Phil does that and he throws he does that, you throw a fucking media member too under the bus too. Then, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Swagger. You know, if you're gonna do that, you could do that on the other side too. You know what I mean?
Oh, I agree.
You make people respect you. If you let people walk all over you, they will walk all over you every time. That's a fact of life.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, man, you're absolutely right. Like I said, Microsoft is damn if they do, damn if they don't, man. So just go out there and knock a few heads, man.
I think Phil needs to cut down on giving those interviews, man. He just goes all. He does the full rounds and everything, right? And then whatever he says, the media are gonna obviously twist it, and it's gonna make like front page news every time.
You know what though?
And they won't retract it, and they won't report it.
Yeah,
like
but
they'll just let it go. Like they'll put it update, or they won't even report it.
It's so much misinformation, even with the fuck. I don't know how people could be so confused with the Scorpio, but not with the Neo. It's the same.
They aren't really confused, right? Like the thing is, like the media is not understanding how people aren't confused. That's the problem.
Yeah.
No. I see people. The Scorpio is not going to give the Xbox One games better frame rate and resolution. Like what the fuck? Like that's the craziest shit ever. Like you know what I mean? You talking about 6 fucking teraflops? What's wrong with you?
Well, I think it depends on the situation. Like they already said, the online is not going to see any difference.
No, I'm just talking about. I'm not talking about what came out in the past. I'm talking about going forward.
Yeah, the online games are going to stay the same frame rate across the board.
Well, I'm sure it's gonna have a high resolution though.
Well, they'll have a higher resolution.
I don't know how they can
right
do
now,
that.
we're already at now. Z, it's easy. Every game you're playing right now, it's multiplayer. Every game except Destiny is 60 frames on multiplayer.
So it's pretty safe. It's pretty safe to say that the Xbox Scorpio will take full advantage.
Oh, that's why I'm buying it better. I don't want
No. It'll be full DirectX 12, right?
Yeah.
on Microsoft games. On Microsoft games, at least.
What I'm saying is this: not everyone on PC has the same fucking hookup. You know what I mean? And they play this.
But they're trying to keep the console as close to being.
No, they're not selling. I don't want to buy something that's restrained. I'm buying a console that's 6.
Yeah.
I want to buy a beast. I don't want to fucking.
But I'm just telling you right now that they're on record as saying the online is going like the as far as the frames per second to keep things fair is going to be the same FPS across the board.
And that's fine.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
fine. You're not
sure.
you're not getting slighted. You're not getting slighted. You're going to get your 60 frames. Right now, Titanfall, 60 frames. Call of Duty, 60 frames. Doom, 60 frames.
Yeah, almost everything with the exception of the Division and
except for the Division and Destiny,
yeah,
it's 60 frames. So you're not losing shit. You're not going to lose anything on that. Like, it's not a big deal. So, I mean, and they have to do that. You go 3-4 years down the road. Well, they do. That's their whole, like, you're never getting left behind line, right? I mean, you
fucking be honest.
So hold up. On the regular Xbox One, if a multiplayer is 30 frames, it'll have to be 30 frames on the Scorpio. That's what you're saying, right?
That doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if I'm buying a Scorpio that can do 60 or whatever, let me do my 60. You know.
It'll probably only be for the single player.
But I don't understand what we're talking about here, because you're going to get your 60.
No, let's say Watch Dogs 2 was 1080 with 900p 30 on on.
You talking single player?
No, I'm just talking about the multiplayer of Watch Dogs 2, right? Say if that's 900p on the Xbox One, 30 frames a second on the Xbox One, and I buy the Scorpio and mine.
There is no multiplayer, is there?
I'm just saying, whatever. I'm just saying what ifs here.
Okay.
It was a multiplayer on Watch Dogs.
If it's single player, it's possible they might have differences.
The single player will have still run it. That'll run at 60 on your Scorpio.
What I'm saying is this: they had a multiplayer aspect in Watch Dogs 1. Right? Okay. Just say if the resolution was 900p, whatever the resolution was,
right.
30 frames a second online, right? Now Watch Dogs 3 is out by the time the Scorpios come out, and I can do 4K 60 around the fucking board. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, don't get me the fuck down, you know what I mean? Because someone's $200 goddamn console, and I'm not thumbing my nose at everyone else. But if I bought this, let me fucking peacock it. They could put us all on a fucking server together. Or what they could do,
maybe they will. Who knows? I don't.
Well, no, they've already said though that it's going to be the same frame for multiplayer purposes.
Yeah, but they should have. I think they should have separate servers for like.
They can do that. Yeah, give us separate servers. You know,
but why don't you do separate? I mean, look, they're trying to let everybody play together. I mean, you're really realistically.
But what if they want 60? They want 60 frames.
Listen, guys, you got to look at
most of the games already are. I mean,
you can do anything, right? They built Dubai. Okay, you can do anything. What I'm trying to say is,
they probably hit 60 frames a lot. People are like all these fucking armchair devs. Oh, you're not gonna get medium. They don't even know what's in the fucking system yet. Right now, you're talking about 6 teraflops. That's the base. They could minimum. You're talking about over 320 gigabits.
Memory bandwidth. Yeah.
12 gigs of RAM.
Fully optimized.
12 gigs of RAM. Damn, man.
GDDR5, by the way.
Yeah, GDDR. Fucking. They really are winning the spec war. And then you have them being, you're also your DirectX 12. All that is now getting stronger and better, and they could do many things. They're the best engineers in the world.
Yeah,
Twitter is going to tell me that they can't do it.
I know they can do it.
Zaire, what I'm saying to you, Zaire, is here, I want to put your worries to rest. Mm-hmm. In the year you get your Xbox Scorpio, okay, the year that you have that in your house, there may be one, maybe 2 games that fall victim to where you can't peacock around and do your thing with your Scorpio.
I love that word.
Right? It's the only thing. Every other game, like if you say to me, you want to play 2K, you're in 60 frames. You want to play Forza, you're in 60. You want to play Call of Duty, you want to play Killer Instinct, 60 frames. You want to play Mortal Kombat, 60 frames. You're good. Everything is good. So to sit here and say, yeah, but there may be, Hubert on Scorpio may be 30 frames per second. Who cares?
Tim, Mooch, you have 3 platforms. We got to look at it realistically. You have the Xbox One, you have Windows 10 PCs, and you're going to have the Xbox Scorpio. You have 3 platforms, all right? Right. Anyway, they're already going to.
I just want to hear. I want a peacock.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Let's tell everyone what a peacock is.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Automatically, they're already going to section up a corner of the server, whatever, for PC, Windows 10 gamers. Oh, even what are they doing with Forza Horizon online? Are they getting 60 online in 4K or are they getting?
Forza's going to be a 4K 60 frame per.
For PC, yeah.
And
it's not gonna have
and
crossplay.
Scorpio.
But it's not
And
having
Scorpio.
crossplay. No
Yeah,
crossplay.
it's not crossplay.
Right, but
though.
Scorpio, the next one is going to be Turn 10. Let me tell you, Turn 10 is the best developer in Microsoft, and they will get that game to 4K 60 glass on your 4K. Okay, that's sick.
I think isn't it? Well, we talked about this a touch bit. Was you? No, you weren't here last week, Tim. Now here's the thing. Now Microsoft has this universal UDP or whatever, right? So right now, when people can buy Forza Horizon 3 for Windows 10 PC, and they can play it 4K whatever digitally on their Windows 10 on their 4K rig. Now, when the Scorpio comes out, and I still have that goddamn game digitally, does it scale up to what my console can say do?
They're gonna have to patch it.
Well, I mean, why does it need to patch if it doesn't need to patch on PC?
Because you.
It's the same code.
Yeah, I get that, but they would have to put in that patch. I'm supposing. I mean, it's not gonna.
No, this is what I'm saying, because because it's one code from what I was told by a developer for Windows 10 DirectX, so it's whether it's a cell phone.
It is, but they still go in there and it's like you push a button or whatever, and it for whatever specs those things are there for. It's like
okay, I'm just saying, what I'm saying automatically with this whole thing that it knows the set whatever your specs are on your rig or your console, it can scale up or scale down. I'm just saying they need to clarify this. Just talk about not third party, with Microsoft games. You know what I mean? That you're going to buy digitally this year.
Listen, nervous Nelly. Xbox.
No, I'm not nervous. I'm just a question. Are my games
You are nervous today for some reason.
No, I'm not nervous. I'm just.
After 2 or 3, I say after 2 or 3 years after the launch of the Scorpio, I don't know. I would expect some Scorpio exclusives, man. I tell you why, because developers. Hear me out. Like developers out there, they would want to do certain things with a sandbox game that a regular Xbox One can't.
There's not going to be any. There's not going to be. It'll be years. There's not going to be any.
But they should at least 3 years, guys.
I can't speak for you guys.
The vanilla Xbox One is going to be holding back the Scorpio, man.
Wolf, 3 years after.
Not really, because you could make it run at 720 every game.
But look at all that power under the hood, man.
Yeah, but you gotta understand something, guys. 3 years after Scorpio comes out, it's gonna be Scorpio 2. I
don't think it's gonna be a 3-year-old console. People are gonna be pissed.
You could bet that hair that's growing out your ass right now, Wolf. That in 3 years after Scorpio,
you're
you're
getting
gonna have
hardware
another
every
one.
3 to 4 years.
You're getting hardware every 3-4 years. Does that mean that you?
I don't know.
If I buy a Scorpio, and for 500, if I buy a Scorpio for 500, and 3 years later there's another console, I'll be pissed.
I'll be
excited.
Let me just say this, right? Both Phil and representatives from Sony, including Jim Ryan and all those guys, have said this is an atypical generation simply because Sony's trying to beef up for their VR. Microsoft is trying to match the 4K boom. I don't think there's going to be. I think that we're going to see a 10-year. This is still an Xbox One.
10-year?
Yeah, I still think we're going to get a 10-year cycle out of this.
You might get a 10-year. Listen, let me phrase a question. Xbox, and I'm peacocking because I'm a little punchy right now. Xbox, let's say after 10 years, would you be okay with them stopping support for Xbox One after 10 years of the Xbox One life to fully utilize Scorpio in the upcoming games and or be the lower spec scale for the next console that's going to be after Scorpio, which would be a fucking photorealistic Xbox photorealistic. So, what would you be, guys? Would you be okay or would you freak out? Please, honest answer.
Would I freak out for what? I'm sorry.
If they stopped after 10 years of service, 2023, Xbox games.
No more Xbox?
Yeah, Xbox One. It's not compatible with certain.
The Xbox One that we have right now, yeah.
Yeah, 10 years.
I don't know. I wouldn't care.
I'm fine with that.
I don't have a problem. I buy new consoles. I don't. No, I mean, here's the thing. I don't think that's what they were still supporting the fucking 360 that came out in 2005. Long as they don't change from x86, I always see the Xbox One being the entry level to whatever Microsoft. I just think we're going to move away from generations. You know what I mean? It's just, you're taking that games where it's like, and a controller is just moving forward. You know what I mean? Unless they do something other than x86, something else comes out besides that, and PC users, I think that This is that there'll be sub HD games that are starting to get graphically demanding. They will be sub HD, maybe 540p and whatever, upscale to 1080p on the Xbox One or whatever it's called, just Xbox. You know what I mean?
You know, did you see NVIDIA's new graphic card, the 1060?
Yeah,
that's actually
fucking nice.
980. Yeah.
That's $269, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
fucking
I could see Scorpio being cheap. Like I could see it being 400 maybe.
Yeah.
No, not a chance. It'll be 400. No way.
You never know, man.
I don't see why not. Shit.
No, not a fucking chance.
They probably have fucking upgradability of that shit too built in. They're going for a monster.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Then if they do have a more powerful CPU, plus like I said, the 12 gigs of GDR5, then it probably may be 4 to 5. No more than 5, no less than 4.
I think
it's built the extra 5 years. It's going to be the in between, and then they'll come out the next one.
I say 450 for the Scorpio. 450. Just going.
I don't see how they can sell that for 450, dude. That thing's going to have at least 2 terabytes.
I think Scorpio, if they want to really be consumer friendly, you're talking 500. I really myself personally think it's going to be 599.
No, I don't see. No, I'm just saying.
This one isn't for everybody. Everybody's confused on that. This is the one for us. This isn't for Joe Blow and Joe Mama Johnson and Sally's buying it for little Timmy. This is strictly for us. The one for those is the $299 S. That's the one for them people. This is the one for us.
The Xbox One S is fucking hot as hell.
I'm just saying,
hot.
Look at the graphics cards that NVIDIA and AMD are putting out that are consumer friendly and they're powerful as hell. They're $200 fucking. Microsoft, they're not paying that. They're probably getting for $55.
I understand that, but look at what they got right now. You're talking about the fucking Slim going for $400. You know what I mean?
Well, $299 was 50.
Well, yeah, but you got the two. Like I guarantee.
Yeah, no, crap makes a good point with that.
I can see the Slim being cheaper next year, though. The price will go down.
You gotta realize it too. They also have to compete with Sony the Neo. You know what I mean? So
no, they don't.
Well, yeah, that's their competition.
No, they don't. Four teraflops versus 6 teraflops. That's a Big Mac versus a cheeseburger off the dollar menu.
I know what that matters to us, the hardcore, but to the casual, no.
The casual. Listen, the casuals are all over IGN. Okay, it's about power.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
The casuals are well aware of it. Believe me, I've been getting tweets for 2 years about it. Listen, here's my other thing I want to say. Let's stop talking about money for a second, people, because as of November 2016, if you bought an Xbox One for quote-unquote too much money at $499, you paid 45 cents a day. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? 45 cents a day, and you are all anyone who's on anyone's friends list that's listening to this show, if you've seen anyone complain since day one, but yet every day when you turn on your Xbox, you see them on your friends list, you literally take a picture of your middle finger and DM that shit right to them. Because for 45 cents a day, you've been getting the most enjoyment. If you just said, I'm going to get in my car, walk around the mall, just not even buy anything. I'm going to get in the car, walk around the mall, and come home. You've spent more than 45 cents. Go fuck yourself, people, because this is not a big deal. Every 3-4 years, here's what I say. Give me an option for new hardware. No one's putting a gun to your head, and at $500 every 3 or 4 years, you don't have to buy it on the exact day it comes out. Wait a year, and it'll go down $50 or something if it really pisses you off. Get the hardware if you want it. Let's keep up with the Joneses. Okay, nobody wants to wait. Why do I not want to have the option? Like I said, if somebody at a car dealership said to you, I'm going to give you air-conditioned seats so you can air-condition your nuts, I don't want to pay for that, but I'll certainly take it if you're throwing it in. Yeah. So my point being is you got to understand, people. Stop complaining. $400 is too much money. Not when you're talking about 365 days times 4 years. It's not that much money. We got to stop complaining. And if you're listening to this podcast and you call yourself a gamer, you don't have 40 cents? Get the fuck out of here.
For 40 cents a day, you can.
40 cents a day, you have been enjoying yourself since 2013. Like, what I'm saying here is you don't have to be loaded. You don't have to be broke. You're calling yourself, you're the one telling me you're a gamer. If you're a gamer, you got 40 cents. Like I just said, no matter what you did today, no matter what you did, if you didn't just stay in bed, if you got out of bed, you spent 40 cents today. Kiss my ass.
Yeah, I'm there.
That's all it is. Stop with the money. Stop with the money.
Day one. 3 years, give me a new one. We already shit. Who wouldn't buy the Scorpio this year? Yeah, the Xbox One came out in 2013. Shit, 3 years, I'm fine with that. 3 years, or should Liba what do you call it, lightning port, or we can add. You don't have to. Just you can add on to it, whatever the fuck. I don't have a problem with any of that, man. You know what I mean? If you don't want to, if you're fine with what you have, enjoy that. You know what I mean? Either way, I think it's a win-win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean,
options.
and it's hard to say that because people don't ever want to talk about it when it comes down to dollars and cents. But it's like we want options, right? Z, you're a big fan of options. You like to have the latest and greatest. Now, what I'm saying is I understand Crap's point before, not today, but his point before was basically, don't everything I bought, don't forget the shit I bought. And I think with Phil behind the helm, I'm not worried about that anymore because even in 10 years, if Xbox One is kaput, guess what? Your Xbox One games will still work on Scorpio 2. You know what I'm saying? So what you purchased will come with you. It's just I think what Tim was saying is in 2023, hypothetically, you won't see an Xbox One game for sale anymore. But what you own is coming with you, just like all the people that we know that have PCs. They're playing games from 1989 on that shit. Like, it doesn't matter.
Maybe digitally they'll be available.
Yeah, I mean, myself personally, there's been nothing more depressing for me than to have to wait 7 to 9 years to get another $300 or $400 box.
Yes.
Like that is the most depressing thing. I don't even want to keep a car for 4 years. Like I don't want to keep a box that's underneath my TV that long. Like after a year and a half, we all go to our cable companies. We're like, hey, you guys by any chance don't have a new box, right? Like this box sucks. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. Like
what did you say? Like between 4 and 5 will be the sweet spot.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine. Wolf, I'm totally cool with that. I am totally cool.
Give me 4. 5 is too fucking long.
So
I can even go 5. I can go 5.
Look, Scorpio comes out in 2017. So let's just say 2021. 2021, we have the next Xbox. Are you cool with that?
Listen, again, you got to realize I would say technology is forever moving forward. How much you just talking about a 1060 for fucking $200 or whatever the fuck? Could you imagine what cards would look like in fucking 2018? If console gaming is to move forward and to keep up with the Joneses, it has to be this way. That traditional.
But you have to listen to what these people are saying, though. They're saying we aren't doing this thing all the time. We're not going to really do the every 2 to 3 year thing. We're doing this right now because the 4K boom. That's it. I mean, to be honest with you, because what else are you gonna do? Yeah, that's it, dude. You're at 1% right now. 1% of the population has a 4K TV.
Old school.
I think this console, this is Phil's baby, right? The Scorpio, that's Phil's Xbox. I think this is a response to the critics and to the media and to all those fanboys that are talking about resolution.
I mean, listen, you think about the Xbox One was already fucking dated when they came out. We're talking about gaming. We love fucking cutting edge, beautiful graphics. Witcher 3, we love that shit. But we can't fucking stagger what the price. We gotta pay. You get what you pay for. I don't have a problem with you getting something.
Well, let's talk about what Crap just said. Crap, your 1% after this upcoming Christmas will be 15 to 20%. Not just that, 4K is
they say by 2019. When they say by 2019, it'll be around 15, 20%. So
this is stick a shoe up his ass. That doesn't make any sense.
But no, this is what I'm saying, right? Look, like a lot of people, and we won't know if I'm right on this for a while. But look, Xbox One. They want this to. Xbox One came out in 2013. I don't think you get a successor to Scorpio till 2023, because I think it's going. Yeah, I think that it's going to go. You're basically. It's not launching. You might as well say 2018, right? Because it comes out. It's just like Xbox One. Basically launched 2014. It was so late at the end of the year. Scorpio is basically launching 2018. These things, it's gonna. Right. They want it to last. What's the big bump? Like Phil even said, bumping it for 4K.
That I agree.
You're wrong because you have a competitor called Sony. Right now, your box is out fucking gun, which is the Neo. So you best to believe it's 2016. By 2019, Sony's coming with whatever the fuck they're coming with. It's going to fucking shit all over the fucking.
But what's it matter if they're both doing 4K 60 frames?
It's not crap. Fuck resolution. Higher graphic fidelity. Resolution does not determine graphics. I told you this shit months ago. You can play a fucking 720p game, or you can play your Xbox One on a 720p TV, and you can play a 360 on the 720. What game is going to look better graphic? The Xbox One, because it's more powerful. more fucking shaders.
I wouldn't really worry about Sony getting a new console in
Yeah.
2019. I tell you why, because 4K is going to be a standard for the next 5 to 10 years.
They have to keep up.
We're
you
not
have
going to look.
compete.
8K is not going to be mainstream for a long
No.
time.
No.
But listen, fuck the resolution. You know what I mean? It's still a business. It's still.
8K is long time.
I'm just saying.
You know,
This
with
is,
4K,
8K TVs exist, even 16.
Oh, yeah,
I've
8K,
seen them for like
yeah,
30 grand and shit. You know, I've
That's-
seen them.
I mean,
Yeah,
Crap
but-
makes a point. Like, all practical purposes, Scorpio's coming out in 2018. It's
that
going to be
6
quite
teraflops is hot now, man.
2017, man.
Yeah, listen.
Well,
this
yeah,
is-
but I'm saying he said all practical purposes. I mean, it's
Oh,
November
okay.
2017. It's almost
Right.
2018.
Listen, by 2019, 6 teraflops is not going to be shit. Okay, 3 years from
I
now,
don't know.
Who cares, man? Nobody even cared
well,
about this shit before. I mean, I think it's
Z,
so
don't
stupid.
Yeah,
so,
Z,
like-
don't forget though, Z. You're also talking about 6 teraflops in a sound box where
In
they
a
can really
cold
work
closed
it.
environment.
Yeah.
No, but Z, check this
with a
out.
lot of
You're telling
bandwidth,
me
dude. A lot of bandwidth.
Yeah, there's room. There's a lot of room. to
Don't
work.
think that
So
you
you
can't
can tell me
compare.
it's okay.
You can't do that.
You know, but
Come on.
Z,
But
you're
not
telling me
with the
that they're gonna
fucking
announce.
armchair. We're gonna get 4K. Just
No, but
wait.
you-
That's the what's
No, but
listen,
Tim,
what
Z,
is
you're
fucking
telling me.
4K?
No, but you're
I can
telling
play
me.
listen, what I'm telling you is I can play Mario fucking 64 in 4K. Does that look better than fucking God of War 3? Resolution does not determine
Of
fucking
course
better
not,
graphics.
but you're gonna get 4K gaming on it because it's powerful.
You were still talking about resolution. I'm
Hey
talking
guys,
about
did
higher
you guys hear?
graphic
Did you guys
fidelity.
hear that Halo 5 has 16.5 million users?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, no, it's dead.
It's a
dead.
beast. Yeah, it
No,
does.
I mean, yeah, I wanted to talk about this
Actually,
before we
I'll play Halo no more.
I don't think it's true. You're talking about that.
I wanted to talk about it before we ended the show anyway. Was like they came out and
Fuck you,
said that.
fuck you, and fuck you, fuck these guys.
Stop peacocking.
But no, I mean, look, and you know what the interesting thing about that is because we know they put it up for free for that week, right? But this is prior to that. They're
Right.
saying 16.5 million prior to it being free. So I think that's absolutely fucking phenomenal. I think that you know what I mean. Like everybody that was like, here's the thing: like the Sony fanboys are all like, Halo's dead, despite the fact that 450 million made in the first week was more than any other Halo. Frank came out and said 5 million in the first 3 months. You know, and now you got 16.5 million, which is like fucking Destiny type numbers across multiple platforms. I mean, that's fucking huge. Are we to the point now where we can say that this game is a fucking success and that Halo is still the fucking behemoth that it's always been, if not more so? I mean, they've really
How
said.
long is it still free for?
Oh, it's
Not
not
free
free anymore. It was
Not
only free
anymore.
to the. Yeah, it was only free to.
You know what? I guess we can probably see if it gets a bump up on the MPD, that it transition sales. I hope people buy this. It's a good game. Be like Halo.
Well, Halo never.
Fucking iDob in 4K, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, that's a hell of a good game too. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, hey, here's the thing, right? The 343 did all the right things with the multiplayer. Now, hopefully, with Halo 6, they fixed that single player because that was a bit wonky. But I like what they had to set up the next Halo with 5. They did an okay job. They maybe oversold the Chief versus Locke thing because Locke got his little bitch ass smacked around, and then they're just like friends. You know what I mean? Like seriously. So hopefully they fix that story up for 6 and then expand on that multiplayer.
What do you think we get 6 by the time Scorpio drops, or after?
4K Scorpio, man.
No, Scorpio's next year. I think Halo 6 is 2018.
3 years.
You'll probably see a trailer at next year's E3.
Yeah, you know what? They might do a trailer for it next year. That would be.
What do you think is going to be the big game though? The launch for Scorpio.
It's going to be Scalebound. Scalebound's going to launch with it.
I thought Scalebound was in February, March, or something.
Nah. They took it off the floor and everything. From what I understand, that game's going to be a launch title.
But they got it. But it's been like Microsoft actually they got to compare the drive spell that they have in from January, February, March.
Could I just go back to what you were saying about Sony possibly releasing another console in 2019? Now, look, if they're coming out with a Neo, why would they announce a new console like 2 years straight after that? It just won't make no sense.
No, what's this article about that? When the Neos, what year is this? 2016? Because in the Sony, like this, Sony,
they don't have that bread, man.
They didn't spend a lot for the Neo. They didn't go to balls to the wall like Microsoft did. And the Neo's going to sell. It's going to sell, to their fans.
They'll do good worldwide.
Yeah, it's going to do. It's going to do its numbers. But again, it's a competition. You have your competitor. This is a competition, and if your
They're in
competitor
trouble right
is
now,
going
man.
4K, I'm just saying, if your competitor's doing this, whatever, you know, and just compare it to the Scorpio already. Check it out. The Neo was already dated. Am I right? Am I wrong? You think Sony's gonna sit around and wait and ride this shit out for 5-6 years with these outdated goddamn consoles that can't do 4K? You best to believe they're gonna come with something else. That's gonna be more powerful.
They were riding it out with the PS2 when the OG Xbox was riding. That was way more powerful.
The market fucking. I mean, but here's the thing. I mean, there were think 2 games that generation that didn't run on the PS2.
Everybody keeps giving Sony way too much credit. Z, you cannot come out with a Neo, and even though they realize they got beat, they can't be like, oh shit, we got beat. They don't. We just said earlier in the show, they're broke. They're broke.
Listen, we've been saying Sony's broke since we've been doing this goddamn shit.
And you even got Adam Boyes leaving a sinking ship.
Every single month, you may not read it or look at the small print in the back of the Wall Street Journal, but every single week they're selling something else to just keep PlayStation afloat.
You know what makes money?
Fucking in trouble.
You know what makes money?
What?
PlayStation.
No, it doesn't. What? Because they sold 40 million consoles? You make like $15 a console.
Is highly profitable. That's the only thing that's keeping the goddamn lights on.
16.5 million Halo games. They don't have all of their exclusives combined, aren't that? You don't understand. Like, they aren't making any money. People are. This is the misconceptions. You're reading too much of the. You're reading the fine print.
I'm not talking about the movies. I'm not talking about the music. Listen, just put apples to apples.
They can't afford a PS5 until easily 2021. Easy. 2020. They can't.
Listen, I will bet you $100 that you will see another PlayStation, whatever fuck, way before fucking 21. I bet you $100 right here live on here. Let's take a legitimate bet. 2 free games, whatever game you choose.
What the hell? You think I'm gonna bet on Sony right now? Fuck Sony.
I'm just saying, it's a win-win for you.
Listen to me for a minute.
If you're gonna say that Sony's got another console to 22, 21, 22.
Where do you even come up with this shit? Like, who gives a shit? Like, they don't have any money.
I was the one. You guys.
PSVR is about to flop.
Listen, you guys.
PSVR is going to flop.
Right? Check it out. You the same motherfuckers that called me the crazy black guy months ago when I told you that new consoles were coming. You guys debated me all the
By the way, just so you know, you're wrong. I was the first person to say 2018 on the show. Watch the tape.
Listen,
watch the tape.
I was the one.
My point is this. No, watch the tape. 2018. Yeah, well, you got to say tape. Makes more sense. Listen, you watch the tape. 2018 is what I said first, and you're like, yeah, I'm kind of with you, Mooch, on that.
I never said 2018.
Getting past that.
Listen, I told you
what I'm saying to you is PSVR is going to fail. Neo is already coming out underpowered. So these are two hardware devices that are already going to fail in the economic structure. And then you're telling me they're going to be like, hey, everybody, let's just rebuild and spend another couple billion. They can't.
Listen, okay, it's not so much rebuilding. This is their business. This is what they do, okay? Listen, this is what they keep the lights on. So if something's not working, they're going to make something else. You know what I mean? And you think the Neo's
How do you know it's not working? It didn't even launch yet.
You said it's going to fail.
I think it's going to fail. I do.
I didn't say that, but I'm just saying this, whatever. I don't VR.
So wait, do you think Neo's going to fail?
VR takes off, whatever.
Do you think Neo's going to fail? Do you think Neo's going to fail?
I don't know.
If you don't know and you don't care, then how can you tell me that you can bet me $100 that in 2020 that another console?
What's not going to fail is the console. This is a business. It's a competition.
It is a business. That's my point. So two pieces of hardware are going to fail, and you're telling me immediately they're going to run back to the drawing board to spend a couple other billion.
Wait. You think so? Listen. The Neo's been in production for 2 fucking years.
Right.
And the success ups to Sony. We're just now hearing, well, you guys are just not fucking hearing about it. They didn't just do it. No. That's just been in production. Once one console's come out, once the Scorpios come out, Microsoft was already back at the drawing board and see what they're going to do. Technology changes You just had fucking AMD. They're giving this powerful card for $200. I'm telling you, 6
You're talking about Microsoft. You're talking about Microsoft's bankroll. Microsoft's bankroll can do that. Sony can't do that.
Okay, well, guess what? But Sony with Little Bank Bowl, they probably the more powerful goddamn console with Microsoft with their big bankroll.
All I get tired of time and time again is Sony will recover, Sony will rebound, Sony will build this, Sony's got a bridge to build.
I don't care about their portfolio.
They invested in PSVR, and Crap said it a million times. People said it. The Neo is only to back up the PSVR.
I don't give a fuck what's his for.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
Listen, but it's not more than just that. Every game from October on is going to have a fucking Neo mode. I've been telling you
if people buy Neo. No one's going to buy it.
What do you mean somebody's going to buy it? Are you fucking shitting me?
They're not going to buy. You're the only one on this. You're the only one.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
You're the only one on this panel that's gonna buy a Neo.
I'm a gamer. I play everything.
I'll get the PS5. I'm not gonna buy a Neo because the Neo's already underprivileged day one.
Compared to what?
11 months, I'm gonna go get a stronger box that plays multi-plats.
Listen, compared to a console that's not coming out to a year and a half. I mean, Mooch.
A year and a half? What are you talking about? You're talking about October to October. It's 1 year.
It's only
1 year.
fucking
Neo
July.
to Scorpio. Neo to Scorpio is 1 year. Why am I gonna go buy a Neo for
Why
1
not?
year?
So
For 1 year?
listen. We talking about the games are going to look better graphically. Why not?
You really think we're getting a Neo this year? No one's even like talked about it yet.
It's coming out this year. Yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So you think that Sony's going to just stay just be shit on for?
I think so. You know what? Here's what I'm going to say, and this isn't going to be a popular opinion. Everybody's talking Neo. Everybody's talking Scorpio. Those aren't going to be the heavy sellers. It's going to be the Slims are going to be the main sellers for both of these.
That could be.
Just the price point,
Interesting to say that.
hitting the masses. That's what it's all about. The Neo. Sony's already said Neo is for the hardcore gamer. It's a premium product. Microsoft has already said the same thing. When you start hearing premium, you better believe they're saying it's for the hardcore gamers. Those aren't the ones that are gonna. I'm telling you right now. Look out for when Microsoft already has a $299 price point on their Slim. If they can get down to look, you have the standard one that's going out of production down to $279.
Okay.
Those are going to be the big sellers.
So here's the thing, and I'm gonna close my argument. And I hate to say I win, you lose. So if you said the Xbox One, well, at a minimum, we say 6 teraflops, right? So when NVIDIA or AMD announces a card next year that's for $150 or $200, that's 6 fucking teraflops. Already the fucking Scorpio was a step fucking behind. That 6 teraflops sounds brilliant to us. Shit, we were just praising it for it. That sounds like a lot of fucking mustard in the box. In 4 years, that's going to be nothing. We're going to be used to seeing that's nothing. And already we're going to be wanting something new. Okay? Games is, these companies, they don't just start inventing shit because the store had to hold them over. No, they're forever. Technology changes every fucking day.
Yeah, but see, the problem is that the issue that I'm having, that I'm hearing, and it's not just you, a lot of people doing this, because Scorpio and Neo have been being talked about for so long.
Okay.
We don't even have these devices in our homes yet.
Okay.
You're already, for majority of the show, are telling us that 6 terabytes is not enough.
Teraflop.
I didn't say that. I said it's not going to be enough. That's what I said. I said it's not. I'm telling you, it's not going to be enough for 2019. It's not going to be a big deal anymore.
Well, you've got to watch. They've got to watch, and they're aware of this. Sony has said this. They're like, we got to be careful. We can't come out with a biannual console. People won't like that. They're not going to buy it.
Listen. Here's the thing. They said Phil said you're going to see new hardware iterations going forward. You know what I mean? That in console, us staying in a stagnant box for 5 to 6 years, it's not practical. You were just saying 3 years give me something new. I'm saying
yes, I want something new, but you don't understand, Steve. But what's not fair right now is if you have a shopping cart full of food and you're checking out right now, and you're like, your wife turns to you and says to you, "Yo, this is a lot of food we're picking up," and you're like, "Yeah, but in 3 weeks this ain't gonna be shit." Like what I'm saying is, you gotta go home and eat the food first. And what I'm saying is, let's enjoy what we're getting. Let's enjoy. Listen to me. Let's enjoy what we got. And then in 2018, the end of 2018, 2019, then let's have this discussion.
I think that we do that way too much, though. I agree with what you're saying. We're just like let's live through it a little. Let's see what happens.
Can we live?
No, it's not. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is in 2017, it was 2017, right? Or the Scorpio comes out. I'm just saying in 3 years or whatever the fuck. It's not going to be a big deal to us anymore. We're going to be looking for.
Okay.
Well, no shit. I mean, yeah.
That's all that I'm saying.
That's fine. Z.
That's what I'm saying. From 2017 to 2020, get ready for whatever a new something.
That T-bone you ate a week ago when you went out, that stuffed you, and now it ain't doing shit for you.
Okay,
I get it. My point is, it don't matter.
So what I'm saying also to that is that the Neo was coming out this year. Okay. This gets competition. You just want to have Microsoft just have their foot on their neck for 4 or 5 years, and they not doing 6 years and stay with this getting punched in their face, and everyone's screaming fucking 4K native. You don't think they're gonna do something also?
Well, it depends on how it depends on the sales. It depends on what happens.
Listen, here's the thing. Let me just kind of like end this. The way I see both your points, and when at the end of the day, the Xbox basically killed the narrative. That's the big takeaway right here.
Yeah.
Okay, and like Crop says, you look at the Xbox, you're not looking at it as a piece of shit anymore. You're looking at it like that's underpowered. You're looking at it as like you're off of all the bad stigma it is. And then you have this, and then you have the Scorpio. Basically, it leveled the playing field. Moving forward, though, yeah, in 2020 we'll probably have new consoles, or 2021. I don't see it 2 years. I think 3-year cycles to 4-year cycles after they get released is what's going to happen. That's what I said. I think that's going to happen. Yeah.
I said that for 4 years or 3 years you're going to get new hardware. Sony, whatever.
I think so. But the thing is that like at that time, your Scorpio will be the lowest scalable. I think when they go to that next generation, they'll cut the support for Xbox One.
I don't care about that's not I don't even argue. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that Sony and Microsoft, they're going to continue to leapfrog each other. It's competition. I told you guys that when the Neo started coming out, that's when they was coming out with the console. There's no way Microsoft would do that. I said no. This is a business. They have to compete. If they don't fucking compete, they be in the same box as Nintendo. And you know what I mean? And now what? And so is Microsoft announces the Scorpio. All you motherfuckers are pumping your chest. You change the emotion. That's all that I'm fucking saying. Sony's not gonna sit there and just get the shit pounded out of them because they're broke. They're in
but
I think it depends on how it sells. If they're selling
2 years, they're not going to just release another console. It's going to take.
I didn't say 2 years. I just know that the
Neo's are going to be on the market. And then a year after that, then Xbox fucking.
They continue to out. One's going to leave. Whatever Sony comes out with after the Neo is going to be more powerful than the Scorpio.
So for a week and a half.
See, we're just getting ahead of ourselves. That's what we're
saying. That's just the nature of business.
Let's get the Scorpio and enjoy it for a day.
Well, no, okay. Again, that's just the nature of business. With television, Samsung come up with a new and shits on the Sony model, and Sony comes out and shits on the Sam. That's just the nature of business. You know what I mean? Fuck Sony's model of what they're worth. I don't care about that. I don't care about their money. And I understand Microsoft.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. See, let's enjoy today. And with enjoying today, here's the deal. Scorpio's coming out in 12 months after Neo, and Sony's fucked. And that's the bottom line. That is the bottom line. You could say with the Magic 8 Ball, Sony's going to come out in 2 years, and they're going to have the Neo 2, and for a week and a half, they're going to beat the Scorpio. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Point of the matter is this. For the past 2.5 years, Sony had the powerful system. That's going away very soon. Very soon, that's going away.
Well, already the narrative changing. The Battlefield 1 is 720p on Xbox, and it's 900p.
Yeah, Digital Foundry didn't say shit though. They were just
nobody talked about it. Why?
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay, because it's not a big deal anymore.
Every other fucking release like that.
You know what? They're trying to condition us, so we will talk about it once the Scorpio come out.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Right.
And what did I say? I called that. I said, hey, guess what? The narrative will change. It won't be about power, resolution.
No, you did say that, and I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am shocked because they put 3 years of emphasis on power, and now all of a sudden, power and resolution, doesn't matter. Now it doesn't matter anymore. That's Digital Foundry for you.
What is Iron doing? I hear him singing in the back. What is he doing?
Who is it? Who's singing?
Iron.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, fuck the hardware for a second, man. Like, don't you think Microsoft need to have their own superhero game, man? Because PlayStation has theirs, man. They got that Spider-Man.
It's a good idea. I saw you doing this.
Do with a Hulk game, man, using cloud computing. Imagine Microsoft making an exclusive Hulk game or Spawn game with CloudGen using cloud computing.
They don't even talk about that shit anymore. That CloudGen shit.
Well, I know it's still in their plans. Just so you guys just.
Yeah, you think Crackdown's going to be a Scorpio launch? You think
Crackdown's going to be the showcase, and then we'll move from there.
We'll go from there. All right, fair enough.
All right. All right,
how about the Battletoads thing, by the way? Because
that's huge.
Yeah, that I don't know if it's true or not.
Can we read it? Let's read the thing that it says.
Is it real?
Yeah, you gotta blow it up.
Somebody sent it to me, and he's basically said that some next dude sent it to him, and he's beta testing it. But don't quote me on it.
This looks real, dude. This looks good. I want to read. The way it was. Can you tweet me the fucking thing?
Go in the chat. Go in the chat. You see it right there.
I'm looking.
It's in our chat. It's in our VIP.
We were talking a lot today.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe they'll announce it at Gamescom. Hey,
I'm a showstopper.
Hey, when you
that motherfucker bad.
when you do the Aaron Greenberg, you're gonna do that interview, right, Tim?
Yeah, Wednesday.
I kind of
Yeah,
expected that at E3 though. That I'm surprised we
You
didn't
guys
see
should
that.
ask. You should ask if they're gonna do Gamescom, any kind of thing at Gamescom, because
I will.
because look, they were supposedly it leaked that they're doing Ori 2. That was supposed to get announced. It didn't. We know it's real though. Yeah,
it is Ori 2.
I think they held back Battletoads for Gamescom.
The Will of the Wisps or whatever it
They
is.
have 15 games that they're supposed to have exclusive that they're working on.
Can somebody try reading this? It says
Oh,
set
yes,
in-
So Z, those 15 games that you're talking, does this include third party as well?
I just think it's 15 exclusive.
I think it's like they're bigger games. I think, and it was like that's what Microsoft. Shannon Loftus had mentioned that they have 15 games in development, and she's like, include like, and she's like, counting like Sea of Thieves and Gears 4 and what I mean?
Including the
it's not really
lineup.
pertaining.
Did somebody read this? Because I
It
can't.
says here, I can't read that shit.
Can
Too
you
pixelated,
read-
man.
Set
I can't make it bigger.
set in Orchard, California. 3 school students, surfers, secondary.
Yes, real.
Typical history of the game. I don't know. This is the description. I
Yeah, it
can't
is.
even read it.
Yeah, this
They
is real.
I think it's a
It
description
looks
for the
real.
story, maybe.
It looks
It
real.
has the unfollowed launch game scene. Is it coming out this year? That'd be fucking dope in the holiday season. That'd be fucking dope.
If it's coming out this year, I'll be surprised, man.
Why?
Because think about it, they could have promoted this at E3.
They gotta
Right.
say something.
And if it does come out this year, it'll probably be like an arcade remake.
It is going to be. That's what it's going to be. Like a $20, $30 goddamn game.
So we're not gonna get a full next generation. Like,
No, it's
I
going to
don't
use.
know. I don't know yet about that. I
It's
want
going to be like a double game. It's going to be like an Ori game. It's going to be like an Ori game.
Because I was hoping that Killer Instinct character model of Rash, that's how it's gonna look. The actual Battletoads game.
I hope
That's
so.
how the characters would look. That's what I was hoping.
I hope so. Anything else about
always
it?
If the Battletoads look like that Rash, that would be dope. That would be fire, definitely.
Where would we see this at Gamescom?
Yeah, Gamescom.
Could be, yeah.
I don't think they're going to Gamescom.
Who not going
That's
to
what I'm
Gamescom?
thinking, man.
They're there. They
They've
signed.
been
So
very
I think
quiet.
I think they're doing their own thing, like a PSX kind of thing, like the OG Xbox
Oh,
anniversary.
they're not having a show. I thought they were having a show.
They're gonna be there. They're listed as one of the things, but I don't know if they're gonna have a.
Yeah, they'll have a booth there, but not a presser.
Oh, that sucks. I was looking for Gamescom because shit, they didn't at E3. They just showed this shit we already seen already. They didn't know it was coming out. So I was hoping this. They usually give us big surprises at Gamescom. That with Sony, Microsoft would be smart because Sony's not doing the show, and to ride this wave of the Xbox One S and upscaling to 4K, they should have a fucking show, a conference, man.
Well, we don't know for sure that they're not. They haven't said anything, but I kind of doubt that
I
they
thought it was
do a
kind
big
of
show.
set. I thought it was already etched in stone for them.
Yeah, they remember they were hyping up their Gamescom before E3 even last year. This year they haven't even mentioned anything about it, so I wouldn't.
So
Yeah,
we're
we
not
didn't-
gonna hear anything about Crackdown anytime soon. Then I'm assuming.
Well, they already said it's delayed till next year.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, but what happened to the multiplayer beta that we?
That's delayed till next year.
Delayed to the Scorpio.
No, I actually thought the game was delayed, but I thought we were still gonna get the
That
play the
game's
beta.
going to be
they-
impressive. What I was told is that when they had the acquisition of Havoc, they kind of
Went back to drawing board.
not went back to the drawing board, but it added more in with the construction. You're going to see some real shit.
Oh.
And you know what? That's just another thing that Xbox does. That that we have something that's completely new and revolutionary. This has never been done on this
Oh well,
level.
hey, Microsoft. That is a good point. Microsoft is teasing they're going to Comic-Con and they're going to have some surprises there.
They're gonna have the
When's
Gears
Gears-
console.
When's
Here's for a
Comic-Con?
custom console.
When's Comic-Con?
I don't know
San
exactly,
Diego Comic Con.
but they're going to have. They said they're going to have Halo Wars 2 surprises, Sea of Thieves surprises, Gears 4 surprises. So maybe that Gears custom Xbox One. That thing's going to do. That thing's going to do.
It's
really
usually
well.
at
I would be
Comic Con,
mad.
right? They usually show custom consoles over there all the time. So
Yeah, I would be fucking mad if they
given.
fucking come out with a fucking Gears theme fucking Xbox One X. I just spent $400 on this shit in August. And that's something to be tight about. Like, you motherfucker.
Well, that's what's happening. They're not going to tell anybody about the Gears one just yet because they want everybody to buy the ones coming in August.
Yeah.
Why don't they release the Gears one in August? Don't release
Gears
the game.
4 isn't coming out. They're going to release it with the game. So
Give the code for it to pre-download, and then when the game drops.
I think it's real. I think you're going to get a console.
yeah, I've heard that too. So
it's not going to be it's going to be more money. You're going to have that Elite controller in it, and you're talking premium money. So
you're
it's
saying
going to be a 2 terabyte. Yeah, it's going to be like $450 or $500. Yeah.
So Tim, you're saying this Gears 4 custom console would come with that Gears 4 Elite controller for like $500?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
It cannot be $500.
I think they're going to do a Gears console, but I think it's just going to be a standard controller.
Let's be honest,
that's just painted like that.
I'm really this Xbox One S. You get that with a 4K TV with HDR. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you guys? I love that. I love that.
You know what?
Let's not talk like we all game, but don't you like to just sit back and just watch a?
Yeah, you know what though? That's what's even more important than 4K is the HDR. Now that's really nice. HDR that takes it to the next level. Like that's really noticeable HDR. I mean, so I gotta go out and buy another fucking TV. But yeah, HDR is fucking awesome. I can't wait. They were saying on the show in E3 that when it was playing, I think Forza Horizon 3 in HDR was looking just as good as fucking playing it in 4K. HDR is fucking beautiful, man.
See, I feel bummed out because I bought a 4K TV last year and it don't even have HDR.
Like me, I bought one last year.
Suckers.
Well, actually, I bought one this year too. But it's I want a better one. I bought one this year.
If you buy one, make sure it's an OLED as well, man. That shit will be popping.
Yeah, but you see, a lot of before we get the hell out of here. If you get gamers, if you guys are buying these new 4K televisions HDR, it has to be HDR10. The Xbox One S doesn't support HDR Dolby Digital yet. It doesn't do it yet. Maybe in the updates, that's the actual chip, but so it's HDR10. So if you're going to buy a set, which HDR10 is the standard, but there are some sets that does.
You're such a techie. You're such a techie.
Yeah, I like this one shit, man. I told you I'm a faggot that loves gadgets, man. That's my shit. But make sure it's HDR10.
You love tech. I mean, it's always that when you install it. That's always the best when you put a TV.
I like buying. Listen, I like TVs when I do car. Every year I fucking buy televisions. I love fucking TVs, man. You know what I mean? But letting you know that these fucking 4Ks are phasing out 1080p. When I bought my first 4K television, I paid $9,000 for that motherfucker, man. For that Sony junk that make no you run inside the room. And then by September that bitch was down to $4,000. I said, God damn, I felt fucking ripped off, man. Like Jesus. But just like the 1080p TVs phased out the 7P televisions, now the 4Ks are phasing out the 1080ps. You know, they're $500, $400. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't buy a 4K if it didn't have HDR though. Let's be.
Well, all the new ones do. Right. The ones that came out in 13, 14, and 15 didn't have HDR.
I know. Sometimes I heard that they could add it in via firmware update.
It depends on the set. And, you know,
depends on the set, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean. The HDR Dolby Digital
has to be 10-bit, I think.
The actual HDR Dolby Digital is the actual chip, so they couldn't do that via firmware update. But HDR10 is the standard. That can, on some sense, can be firmware updates. But thank you guys. We had over 450 people rocking out with us live today. You see everyone jumped the black guy again, but fuck these guys. We'll be back next week.
I'm sorry today. I sound like a fucking disaster. I am tired. I've been dealing with this shit all day, so thank you everyone for
rocking out with Bgst. Listen, guys,
putting up with my fucking stupidity.
I do have a headache from Twitter today, man. No doubt. It's been since 8 o'clock.
Hey, imagine how I felt when that Phil shit went down, dude. 25,000 fucking.
You're not gonna buy the game because someone else gets to play the fucking game.
Exactly. You had like 350,000 impressions that day.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy, dude. Like within that first week, it was like over 1 million. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Crap? Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Hey, that was before, man. Now I give no fucks about that stuff.
You never cried about, you know what, crap, and I give you respect. You never cried about the attacking.
No.
You didn't say, they're attacking me. I can have an opinion. Isn't that the truth? We got balls here. We're not pussies.
Hey, it is what it is, man. I ended up doing okay off that.
Yeah, you did, but you know what? You were attacked. Let's not.
Everybody did, dude. I was like,
no, you did not. You didn't complain.
No.
You made. You dealt with it, but let's get over the pussy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you dealt with it and you just kept it moving.
Yeah, man. It was all good.
You took your lumps, and I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I respect you the way you handled that because you definitely it was a tough time and you handled it well, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. I was just like, hey, man, like, what
You're
are you
not
gonna
a
do?
pussy.
You know,
You're definitely not a pussy.
Phil turned it on me. Props to him, man. He was like, that was classic. Oh, that was good of him, man. He was like, you cancel a pre-order of a game you want to play because somebody else gets to play it. I'm like, fucking hey, Phil, come on, man.
Yeah, you know, your ass on the bus with that one.
Yeah, man. I was like,
did he get wrath too? I would love for him just to do that to one fucking journalist who's a fucking douche.
That would be great.
Oh.
Wouldn't it be cool if he just owned Dustin Legary though, man?
I hate that asshole.
Maya Barrow just tweeted out that purple M just a few hours ago, man. Just tweeted it out randomly.
Yeah. Hey, it was shit, man. But like, it is what it is, man. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for rocking out with Big Gamers. We were there for 2.5 hours today. Goddamn. Right off arguing shit as we do best. Anyway, thank you for rocking out with us, man. We appreciate it. Sign up for the Bgst podcast. Join the forums. I'm going to probably give it with the most active user in the forums. I'm going to give you a $500 gift card to a granny porn shop. Buy whatever the fuck dildos, butt plugs.
What's that?
Man. I don't know, man.
Oh shit.
It's not for real. Honestly, man, I really appreciate it to all these guys because they gave us a voice in this community, man. You can never ever take that for granted, man. We never thought in our wildest dreams that it would be like this, or you know what I mean. But appreciate it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for rocking out with us. We out here, man.